trying to get my YouTube started here, and I think we're ready. Okay, YouTube is, oh man, I have to do something real quick. Let's see if this is
I know.
church.
I have a different weird setup too, because I didn't want to wear the overhead headphones because I can't wear the Bible hat if I have the over ear headphones on.
That's true.
Right. And so I was like, here I have these ones, you know, with the fun microphone. So we're gonna try that out and see how it goes.
All right. I have to do one more thing real quick. And then, so I don't know how many Decon Q&As with CrystalJae you've watched.
A few.
But the way we start is I'll ask you some questions, and we will invite people to come up to ask you questions, but they'll come up after I'm done asking you my questions. And then after they're done asking you questions, we're going to play a fun little game called Divine or Decline. And I'll tell you all about that when it's time. If you want, what do you call it? Sword fighting?
Sword drills. Yes, please.
Sword drills. If you want to sword drill somebody and they're willing to come up, I would love it if you did that. I would lose. There's no, I don't even try to know where a book in the Bible is.
No, oh my word, no. Please. If anybody wants to sword drill, I am so down. I am so down. It's been a hot minute since we've done sword drills in the live because I lost the guest access. But it's looking like I have guest access on this account. So follow this account, you guys. This is the new one. We're going to stick with this one as the primary.
All right. So make sure you guys are following this account right here. Hi, Cyber. Hi, Ty here. Hi, Life Beyond Belief. You guys keep tapping the screen. If we could get up to 5,000 likes, 100 shares as quickly as possible. I am not sure why I'm not getting pushed out, but I do seem to get pushed out once we reach certain numbers. So do the good things. Don't forget to send me the heart me's. They're 1 coin each. They help also boost us into the FYP. And, I need to set a new subby goal. Hang on 1 second. All right. All right, have a new subby goal. And don't forget to collect your team points up there because now they make you go and collect them.
I wonder if they just want us to feel like we are on a hunt for something, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't know. They just want us to appease their little algorithm god is what it is. Thank you, Lilith. Thank you, Liz and Tahir. Thank you guys for all the likes and the shares. And thank you for being here this morning. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Hi, guys.
Okay. All right. I think we are set up here. Hey, Quill. It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hi.
Rewards do make humans feel good. I am very much a reward person. If you want me to do something, offer me a reward. I promise you that's the best way.
Thank you. I will take one sweet little treat. Just a sweet treat. That's my reward system.
Yes. Alrighty. So we are going to do the hard-hitting journalistic questions now from me. Okay.
Okay.
I actually do want to ask you a few that I normally don't ask, just because I haven't gotten a chance to know you. So first of all, what are your pronouns?
Oh, she, they, he. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, yeah.
I'm she, her, they, them. So I don't mind either. I'm not picky about it.
Yeah, I had a guy come into the stream and start calling me bro, thinking that was gonna offend me.
Yeah.
Like calling me
My
he,
kids call me bro.
right, right. I was like, this is so not offensive. I know you're trying, but try harder. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I say when they call me grandma. I'm like, wait, I am a grandma. Did you think that I would be insulted by calling me something that I'm very proud to be called? Like, I don't understand, Or they'll call me old, and I'm like, okay, so it's bad to have survived this hellscape of a world that we live in. That's somehow a negative thing. I don't understand. The opposite of that would be that I am unalived. So I don't know. Personally, I'm pretty happy being alive myself.
Yeah, no, prefer it actually. I like breathing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing that I'm old. The older I get, the more I think, oh, look I survived another year.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm like terrified of getting older. I don't know if that's a religious trauma thing or what, but I know that the older I get, the closer I am to unaliving. And that was always a really scary thing for me. So I've always had this, I don't know, weird thing about, I don't want to get older. I'm so worried about it. Anyway.
I have a death anxiety for real. It's from Christianity. It's from having people die when I was young. My sister died when I was 12. Hang on one second. I want to plug in. Well, I don't need to. I have enough battery. And so yes, no matter, but the funny thing is, that because when you have that at 30 you feel old, and then at 40 you feel old, and then at 50 you feel so, like, it doesn't change. It didn't matter, right? So, and I found out that my son is the same way, because he's in his 30s, and he's like, oh, I'm so old, and I'm like, shut up, you're not old, okay?
I know. Well, that's the problem, because I'm turning 30 this year, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so old.
Isn't that funny? You're not,
yes,
though.
And I'm not. And I'm not, though. Like, and I know it, but I feel it. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. And, and your body changes in ways that literally let you know that you're deteriorating. And then you're like, that sucks. Oh, so now I can't just read things when I want. I have to wear glasses, do I? Or whatever. I'm pretty happy, though, because I am just now starting to see the first signs of silver in my hair. And I'm going to be 59 in June. So I think that's pretty good that it just started showing.
Yeah, that's really impressive. That's very impressive. And my mom was saying that she was wearing her silver hair like a crown of glory, like they do.
Yeah.
Since she was like mid 30s, I think.
Yes, and most of my siblings went gray way younger than this. And I mock them and I laugh at them as I sit.
And you go, ha, sucks to be you.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you more questions of stuff I don't know about you. So what denomination were you?
Okay, so this is actually a harder question for me to answer, because I was non-denominational, but I grew up, my younger childhood was Baptist. When I turned like 12 or 13, my parents started going to a Bible church that transitioned from like Baptist Bible into non-denominationalism. And when we made that switch, I was probably about 14 or 15. And they started allowing me to go off. I could drive now. So I would go off and visit different churches. And as long as it was a Christian church, like, they were totally fine with me doing it. So I went to Lutheran churches, I went to LDS churches, I went to Foursquare churches, I went to Catholic churches, like I went to Mass. I just tried out everything. And then I would bring back all the information to my non-denominational pastor and say, this is what they think about what this book says. And he was like, but they're wrong, though. Like, they're wrong. They're so wrong, because do you really think that you have to be baptized in order to be saved? I remember that was a really big one. the argument about whether or not baptism was required for salvation, or like which version of the Bible you were supposed to read as well. So I just started hearing all these different little arguments, and when I grew up and got married and started getting involved in my own non-denominational church, and like I took it to my pastor, and his answer quite literally was all of the above. Yes, all of it works because it's all in the Bible, so whatever. And I was like, that doesn't make any freaking sense. You cannot you cannot have a Bible that a book that disagrees with itself, that is claiming to always constantly be true, and have it disagree with it. It does not make any sense. The rationality is not there. But anyway, that was a very long-winded version of,
no, I have a similar weird thing. You know, like I grew up Methodist, and I always tell people, you know, if Pentecostal with all of its speaking in tongues and flailing around and all,
right,
you know, handling snakes and doing all the crazy things or whatever. If that is a double-stuffed Oreo cookie, Methodist is a graham cracker with nothing on it, okay? Because they are just the most basic church ever. I tell people all the time, you don't even have to get out of your seat to take communion. A lot of times they just bring it to you, like you just pass it on down the aisle. There's not really altar calls. The worship music, well, at least when I was growing up. Now, I'm not saying the Methodist churches haven't changed. They may have, but according to the Methodists I've talked to, not much has changed. But we didn't have a worship team. We had hymns. So we, you know, saying it would, like, one of my favorite things was when they would go like hymn 380, because, you know, it would be in the program, what you're going to sing, right? They would go hymn 384 verses 1 and 4. And I'd be like, yay, we don't have to sing the whole thing. Right. Yay.
Although that's really interesting too, because a lot of the worship music is manipulated to discuss things that are either like being talked about in the sermon or make you feel a certain way. So like there's a science, there's a method to it. There's a reason they didn't want you to sing verse 2 and 3. And I almost wonder what that reason was, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then as a teenager, I found my youth group to be really boring because my church was really boring. It really was. And so there was another Methodist church not far from my house. The church I went to was much further away. And that youth group was much more evangelical, if you will, you know, and they did sing worship songs, and, you know, the youth group leaders had guitars, and one of them rode a motorcycle, and,
they were,
you know, they
cool
were cool.
Church. Yeah, cool church.
Yeah, and so I started going there, which kind of pissed off my parents. Isn't that weird? Like a weird thing. Your child who you want to be Christian is literally finding a church she likes and going to it like several days a week, by the way. I went to Bible study. I went to youth group. We also had small group. We had something almost every night of the week. And they were mad that I went there. And then I wanted to find non-denominational when I was a young mom. And so I found a church that was non-denominational. I've shared this before, so I'm so sorry if I bore anybody in chat, but not everybody has heard the story. So
and I haven't heard it before, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. So we found a non-denominational church, and I started realizing that, when they explained that we had church at the high school, the local high school, on Sundays. And the reason they weren't taking the tithes and offerings to get us a church home was Jesus was coming back any day, so we didn't need an actual church. But I saw how much money I felt they were wasting. Like one guy was paid $300 a week to just show up for church on Sunday for the worship music. Like, I don't even remember what position he played. Like, I think it was like bass or something. It wasn't whatever, right?
Not even
And
like the main guy, not the worship leader, just one of the wow.
No. And so he got paid like $300. He never showed up on Saturday, which he was supposed to per the contract. He would show up on Sundays late, so we couldn't even do a sound check because I helped run the soundboard. So that was so annoying because it was like, why can't you ever show up for the freaking sound check for us? Like, it's such a pain, you know? And
Right.
I was like, what the heck? Like, why are they always late, and why are they being paid $300 a week? So they had always said, if you want, you can see the books. And I was like, yeah, I want to see the books. And they were like, what do you mean you want to see the books?
And they were like, actually, I don't know.
You didn't really mean that you wanted anybody to see the books. Like, and suddenly I started realizing,
you just wanted to
This
get this
was not the
facade that it was
Yeah.
open. Yes.
yeah, absolutely. But, you know, when we asked to see them, it was a lot of pushback. So we found a little Quaker church in town, and they were Quakers are very Bible believing.
Yes.
They take the Bible very literal, and they believe, like, if you're going to be on the elders, like, you have to match the one that is talked about. I think it's in Acts, where you're blameless, you're not a gossip, you know, things like that. So we went there, and then eventually that's when I started to deconstruct. So
Yeah.
that's when as I started to realize that most Christians don't really believe what's in the book, and I started to feel just a little foolish that
Right.
I actually believed this shit and they weren't believing it. So, all right, here are the fun icebreaker questions. You guys, if you would like to come up and speak with Ghost. Oh, by the way, I said yesterday, I think, on my live, that tomorrow I'll be live with Ghost of Christian. I always say Christmas. I cannot stop myself. Christian fast. And somebody private messaged me and said, tomorrow you're going to be talking about ghosts. I was like, no, I'm sorry. No.
I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about ghosts, I'm all for it. I
said that would be fun.
It was either Saturday or Sunday. On Sunday, the live got blocked, so it was probably Saturday. We found out that God is just a fairy who deals in blood magic. It was very interesting conversation. So, like, we're all here. I'm all here for that kind of talks. We're here for it.
Quit spamming my comments. Do not use all caps. And what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody is talking about trans people right now. So you just came in to spread bigotry just for the fun of it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you people? Are you okay? Because I don't think you are if you have to just come in a chat and be a bigot. I really don't. I think there's something seriously wrong with you. Hey, Liz. Thanks for being here. You guys, that's my God mod, Liz, and she is the most amazing mod out there. So make sure you give Liz a follow. I don't know what we'd do without her in the community, really. Okay.
W Liz.
Here we go. You guys, make sure you request up. Keep sharing out the live. Make sure we have over 100 shares. And I don't know why I don't have 10 heart me's yet. Even if there's only 20 of you in here, if everybody just sent one heart me, I would be there by now. And then I can set a different gift goal. So if you guys could get those heart me's up there, and then make sure you accept your team points by clicking the little heart right up there, and then you can collect your team points, okay? So keep sending the heart me's up so I can reach my goal. Thank you so much. All right, if your pet, do you have a pet?
Oh boy. Okay, listen. I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a chinchilla.
Ooh.
My house is a zoo. We have 3 kids. Like, we're a zoo. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, if your chinchilla could text you, what do you think the last message would have said?
Feed me.
Is it always just feed me?
Pretty much, actually. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I walked out into the living room a little bit later than usual today. So, of course, he was off of his schedule. He needed to be fed.
What do chinchillas eat?
I actually. Okay, nobody judge me, okay?
Listen, my chinchilla is the sweetest of boys. He's so sweet. I have him on a daily vitamin that we get just from, it's called Oxbow is the brand. That seems to be the best brand that I can find. And then I have him on a pellet food that is Missouri is the brand, Mazuri. And I had to take him to the vet once, and that was what the vet recommended, and he's been doing so well on it. We have to be careful though, because he will overeat. He loves those little nuggets so much, he will gorge. Collective irreverence?
Yeah, I haven't heard
What
of
is
that.
that?
Here. Somebody needs to tell us. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
So if
And
you
he eats flowers and stuff, like everything.
Is there any way to show us your chinchilla?
I'm all set up on the bed.
Okay, you don't have to. It's
no,
okay.
I can't. It's
okay.
not that hard of a setup to move. All right. You've talked me into it. Just don't judge the house.
Okay.
Because quite
Pax,
frankly,
this is for you.
yes, Pax, this is all your fault. Okay, we moved a crap ton of like furniture and stuff out of our house that we didn't need anymore, and so in order to do that, we had to. My house is a mess right now. Is the short answer.
That's okay. Mine is too. You have 3 kids. I raised 3 kids. I understand. Okay.
It's not even
there is no judgment from a fellow mom. Okay.
Come here. You want a treat? Hold on.
You guys keep tapping the screen, sharing out the live. Don't forget to send the heart me's. Please send the heart me's.
He gives him a flower. Hold on. He has little poopies. He has little poopies. How do I switch this around? Oh, here it is. Okay. Come here. Come here. Don't be up there. It's literally your litter box. Come down here so people can see you. He doesn't like this one.
I'm bringing you up, Liz.
Okay, his favorite are the pressed oats. So they look like this, or like pressed oats. He'll jump for these. Come on. Maybe not. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. He has cute
Gabby,
little
I
hands.
have cuteness aggression too. I always grind my teeth when I see something really cute and I just want to squish it, but I don't.
He's so cute. And they're so soft. Chinchillas are like, they are so soft. I have to get him a new litter box.
We cannot see the fluffy nugget.
You can't?
No, you're on. Yeah,
Oh,
there we
my
go.
word.
There we go.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Oh, what's your chinchilla's name? And is it a he or a she or
His
they?
name is Shinobu.
Aw.
He's
And what
very
made you want to get a chinchilla? What made you decide on a chinchilla?
Okay, so fun fact is this was my very first choice that I made all on my own when I left my ex-husband. I had just gotten him from the Humane Society, actually, and his story is so sad too. Like, I don't know if here, hold on. Y'all can like see how big this freaking cage is. It's a mess right now. It is cleaning day. But he has 4 levels. He's a spoiled brat. But the Humane Society actually got him in a hamster cage. Like they were keeping him in a hamster cage, which is really,
That's not
really
big
bad.
enough.
Yeah, no, it's really, really bad. Because as you can see, they jump. They actually can jump higher than, oh, how do I turn this around again? I'm so like lost. Hold on. Okay, cool. They can jump, I think it's like 8 feet in the air or something crazy. Oh, there's the guitar that I had signed by all my people in high school when I graduated.
Oh, cool.
Everybody signed
That's
that
cool.
guitar for me.
There's my very witchy altar. Just like,
Oh, Jessalyn, I am so sorry to hear that.
oh no.
I bought a bird from Petco and the same thing happened. I never did again. Yeah, I am so sorry to hear that.
Oh, that is sad. Yeah,
That is sad.
his first family didn't take very good care of him, and I have no idea how old he is or anything because it's like practically impossible to tell. But yeah, that's him. He is a cutie.
He is a cutie, for sure. All right, somebody else is coming up. All right, here is my next question. You get one free skill instantly, no learning curve. What are you suddenly amazing at?
That's a really great question. Does it have to be like real?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, then I would fly.
That would be cool.
I
That
would fly.
be really
If I could
cool.
just wake up and all of a sudden fly, I'd be very happy.
Not like a plane. If it had to be a real skill, though, honestly, like producing, if I knew how to produce music just like that, I would choose that as well.
That would be a really good one too. I mean, that I wanted to be a music producer. I actually worked in a production company when I was younger. I worked for Black Line Production, and that's actually where I got the name CrystalJae from because the owner called me CrystalJae. So I used to produce local bands and help them get gigs at bars and things like that and stuff. So it was pretty fun.
Wow.
But I think that if I could learn a skill, it's not really. I could learn this if I took the time to do it, but I don't want to. If I could just learn it instantly, I think I would learn shorthand because my mom used to write things in shorthand, and I want to know what she wrote because she did it on purpose so we couldn't read it. I want to know all the little lists she made and stuff because, she was sneaky. You guys, I need 4 more heart me's. There's 18 people in here. Could 4 more of you please just give me the heart me right up there so I can put another gift goal up. It helps boost us out with the team. If you haven't given one, just take 1 minute and give me a heart me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What I don't really like this question, but I always put it, and I don't know why. I don't want to ask it. What is the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Okay, okay. I have eaten a monkey's brain before. I know that is totally not anything that anybody expected me to say, but
no,
yes.
I'm so glad I asked that question. What?
No, hey, bored. Yes, no. Okay, so I was at I don't actually even know if that's really what it was. Okay, I should also say that because this was America. I've never been to any foreign country, so it's not like I had a crazy experience with natives. You know,
right.
It was. I forget what they're called, but you go and you put all of your meat and vegetables in a bowl and then you hand it to a guy and he cooks it and he puts like the sauce on it and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And they use big sticks to put. Okay. It was one of those restaurants. And the guy was asking me what kind of meat I wanted and it was on the board. And I had to have been like 6 or 7 years old. And I was the kid to try everything. I really eat everything. Yes, just like Mongolian barbecue. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Changeling. And I don't know. I had it. I don't remember if it was good or not. I just remember that it scared my mom that I ordered it.
Wow, that is wild. Okay, I like.
How about you?
The most. See, I just don't eat a lot of crazy things. I'm adventurous to a degree, but so like. You know, I've had rattlesnake. I don't think a lot of people have had rattlesnake. I've had rattlesnake. We were on a dude ranch. I was a kid. I was around 12, 13 years old. And we were on this dude ranch, and they took us out for Dirk, we're doing a Q&A with Ghost of Christian Past. So unless you have a question for her, then I don't know why you want to come up. Anyway, so we went on this dude ranch, and we were on a chuck wagon. And so what they do is they get you all on horses. They take you up into the mountains, and they have an area already set up for the chuck wagon and stuff. They cook you dinner there, and then you all camp there for the night, and then you ride the horses back in the morning. Well, when we were riding out there, there was a rattlesnake, and the lead was like, hey, we have to unalive this rattlesnake. There's no YouTube stream? I don't know what to do about it. I'm sorry that there's no YouTube stream. I'm trying so hard to make a YouTube stream for whatever reason. Oh, I do know why. Can you guys give me 1 second? I'll continue with my story. I do know why. Thank you, Tahir.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go right ahead.
The collective effervescence. I learned this from Bash and Thinker, actually, their podcast, and me and Earth Sanctuary do talk about it on our podcast, but it's the intense feeling of excitement and unity experienced by individuals when a group comes together in a shared activity, especially during rituals or events. This feeling often involves a sense of being part of something larger than oneself and can lead to a heightened sense of social cohesion and shared identity. So that's the whole praise and worship and like why all of that is so effective. That's the coin that it's or the term that's coined for it.
That's interesting. Collective in
effervescence. Fact, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I need to add that to my vocabulary as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Tahir.
Yeah, that's why
I will have to re-listen to what you just said because my mind was on YouTube. But
Sorry.
anyway, YouTube should be streaming now. No, I'll come back. I have to re-listen to my lives anyway, so I will listen to what you said when I replay this.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But it's like church, concerts, sports, events, like it's all kind of that same thing. But I will hand it back over. I got to go back to work. Good to see everybody.
Thanks for coming up, Tahir.
Yeah,
you guys
bye.
make sure you're following Tahir. Okay, so back to rattlesnakes. So we're out there. She says we've got to unalive this rattlesnake because they're dangerous for the horses. So she jumps down and takes a stick and kind of and then she says she wants the rattlesnake because she's going to make a hat band out of it. So she puts it in the saddlebag, and then she goes, we have to find the other one. They always travel in pairs. She finds the other one, and then she puts that in the saddlebag, and I was sitting on the saddlebags. Okay? And so we get back to camp, and they are still squirming around in there. They were not fully unalived, and I was sitting on them. And then that night, they cooked them up for dinner, and so, yeah, I ate rattlesnake, fresh rattlesnake. But that's nothing compared to monkey brains, okay?
Okay, but I didn't sit on the monkey while it was still squirming around,
No,
though.
That's true.
That's
true.
I didn't have face-to-face interactions.
Yeah, and then that night there was a mouse. Now let me tell you something. None of that. I felt like a badass. I was like, yeah, I was out there when she did this, and then I ate some. You know, I'm 13, right? I'm like a badass. That night there was a mouse in our cabin, and I was like standing up on my bed. I could not move. I was frozen. My sister had gone out with some of the people from the ranch, and she came back and just found me frozen stuff. back up against the wall, and she was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "There's a mouse." And so I'm dead. I am so afraid of rodents, even to this day. So rattlesnake, no problem. Rodents, no. I can't
Poisonous
do it.
snake, no problem.
No problem. No problem. I got this. You guys, I need 2 more heart me's. Please, if you haven't sent me a heart me, please send it so we can reach that goal and I can put up a new gift goal. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, I am looking for 4 more subscribers today. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. You are subscribed to Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, and the Disney Channel, and you never watch any of them because you're here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we know that because we are too. So why don't you cancel some of those subscriptions, save yourself some money, and come support small creators like myself and Ghost of Christian Past. I'd really appreciate it. The subbies really help us. Thank you so much, Cam. 1 more heart me, please. 1 more heart me and 4 more subbies. If you've already subscribed, you can gift out subscriptions now. So if you're feeling generous and you want to make people happy in chat, that is something that's available. I do now have a Discord for my subscribers. And in the Discord, we have a channel called Divine or Decline, where we can talk about the game, where we can come up with questions, where we can share verses that we could use in the game. So if you are a subscriber and you want to join the Discord, send me a DM and I will send you an invite link. And if you are a mod, you get to join no matter what. So if you're one of my mods, send me a DM. I'll send you the link. Let me put a new gift goal up real quick here. I need to pick something that people, oh, that's so cute. I hope people can see this one. No, it says it's new. I'm not going to do it because nobody ever can see the new ones. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll just do those. They're just a good morning one. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me do one more thing and pin it. Okay. All right. This feels illegal, but it's not guilty pleasure.
That's also a great question. I do not know. I I don't have a lot of like illegal things that Oh, you know what? Actually, for me, maybe this should be easy because it's definitely illegal where I am, but getting elevated, that's a thing.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That does feel like it's illegal, and it's not where I am too. And yes, I do enjoy that very, very much. I actually, our Discord is 18 and over, and sometimes we're talking about, and I feel like I'm going to get in trouble from somebody for just talking about it, you know?
Right?
That's true. That does feel like it's illegal, and it's not. Nothing wrong with getting elevated. I think personally, the world would be a much better place if more people got elevated.
Oh,
Instead
100%.
of drinking alcohol.
Yes.
If they would come home and instead of pouring themselves a little something, if they just had a little something, the world would be a better place. That's all I'm saying. Okay. If you could rename any common object like a fork or shoes, what would you call it and what would it be?
I'm going to say spoon to scooper.
Okay. Okay.
That's the first thing I could think of.
I think that I would rename our phones, but I think I would call them something like Pocket PC or something like that, because they're not just phones. They're not just phones anymore. They do so much. Like I literally use my phone more than I ever use my PC anymore. So, oh, by the way, if you're on YouTube, hello YouTube. I'm sorry I got you started late. I do not know why, but my settings quite often right now are set to private, and I don't realize it until somebody tells me the stream hasn't started. So I had to fix that. Welcome everybody from YouTube.
Dogda, thank you.
Pork. Dagda is amazing. You guys, a big W for Dagda in the chat. He's always amazing. Liz has 69. Ooh. Okay.
Everybody only gift Liz with 100 coins things now, just so we don't have to mess it up. Yeah, 100 coins at a time necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna accept stupid roses from you peasants. Are you kidding me? No.
Okay, other than Christianity or anything related thereto, what is the weirdest thing you believed as a kid?
That Adam and Eve didn't have belly buttons.
Nope, you can't pick something biblical. It has to be outside of the Bible.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I want to know, like, just your random, because we all believed weird stuff from the Bible.
Just like
I think the Easter Bunny is a funny one.
Can I pass and think about it?
I'll tell you what I believed, and then it'll maybe spark something for you. I believed that all cats were female and all dogs were male. I also believed Colorado was a city inside California. I was a kid.
Oh, you know, that reminds me, I didn't think Disneyland was a real place.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't think that was a real place until I got older and my parents were like, oh, do you want to go?
Look at Changeling said, I didn't understand gender, so I thought husband and wife was tall and short. I thought girls all had long hair and boys all had short hair. So if you had short hair, I thought that meant you were a boy. Pax also thought
That's
like
hilarious.
I did about dogs and cats. So I'm not alone. I didn't think librarians could be bullies. They can.
Anybody
Very
can.
much so. I married everyone on the playground. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You can only wear one color for the rest of your life. What is it and why?
Black, because it's all I wear anyway.
I know. I wear a lot of black too.
Yeah.
It's such an easy color. It just really is. But if I was told tomorrow that I had to wear only one color, I would purposely pick like something that was bright and cheerful, because I would know that I'm only going to be able to wear it for the rest of my life. So I would want it to be more vibrant and stuff. So even though in my real life, I'm going to wear a lot of black for the rest of my life, in this imaginary world, I would probably pick something like hot pink or something like that, you know,
right?
Like, so I really stand out wherever I go.
My favorite color is like a mustardy golden yellow, and I just feel like I would look really, really bad in that color because I'm too
heather
pale.
Gray and sage green. Yeah, I don't look good in yellows either for the same reason. It makes me it yellows me, and then I look a little like
Jaundice?
I have what? Yeah, jaundice. I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, jaundice.
I have an iron deficiency.
I feel that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
my
see,
Lord.
Pac said the same thing. I can't wear yellow, and I look sick. Yeah, it makes me look sick.
Oh, Penny, that's
what-
sweet.
What character from a cartoon or movie would make a terrible roommate, and why?
Rick from Rick and Morty. The worst. The worst. Like, just portals everywhere. I don't know. That would not be fun. I've been watching a lot of Rick and
that's
Morty
true.
lately. I didn't grow up watching a whole lot of cartoons. Like, that wasn't really allowed. So Looney Tunes, I know it just because I live in society, but I don't know the characters well enough to even. Yes,
Right.
Pickle Rick! Pickle Rick! Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I would pick Quagmire because I would literally not know if any countertop or table or anything hadn't been tainted by his,
Giggity giggity.
you know, yeah, by his
Yeah.
giggity giggity. And
Yeah.
I just would be like, really like, oh, I don't want to sit anywhere or touch anything. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, I just wouldn't want to be living with a Quagmire.
I don't blame you. That would be worse than Rick. I give you that. Portals everywhere would be the funnest, Decon. I honestly, yes, maybe.
Okay, you're suddenly the villain in a Disney movie. What's your evil catchphrase?
Do you want to do a sword drill?
Oh, okay. You are like very good at that. You guys, a sword drill is I tell you, like I would tell you guys a Bible verse, and you guys have to see who can find it the fastest. Now, let me tell you how fast. Let me tell you how fast she is. She has been on Joyful Show with us, and he will be looking it up on a computer, and she finds it faster. Okay, so if you want to do a sword drill with her, you can come on up and we will do it. You have to cam up so we can watch you. So you'd have to get your Bible ready, and then we would do a sword drill with you. But she's gonna beat you. So be
First
ready
or
to
second
lose,
Timothy,
okay?
Dirk? First or second Timothy? What are we talking about? Timothy 2:12? First or second?
Okay, if I had an evil catchphrase, I don't know. I don't know. I say a lot of really mean things to Christians. I'm really working on trying to be more zen, and I don't know why I can't be. I really don't
Crystal,
know.
I know your catchphrase. I know your catchphrase.
What?
And you do too, and you're going to be so mad you didn't think about it.
Okay.
I'm a nice lady.
It's true. That would be a
That's
good
so
one.
good.
I'm a nice lady.
Listen, I'm a nice lady.
Don't worry. I'm a nice lady.
Oh my Dirk, I just got it. I showed it to you. Sorry.
Okay. Chaos. Time to cause a little chaos. That's a good one for you. I like that. Okay. If your personality was a weather forecast, what would today's report say?
A personality?
For a weather forecast. So if your personality was a weather forecast, what would today's weather report be?
Oh. The mountains are on fire, but you can jump in the stream. We're good.
I would just be sunny with a light breeze today. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling a little sunny. I'm feeling a little not too bad.
Yeah.
Remembered to take my meds today, so that's a good thing.
Always good. Always good. I've been unmedicated for about 2 years now, and my new job just got insurance, so
Yes! Yay!
Very excited.
Yay for insurance.
Yes, yay for
Oh.
insurance.
Thank you, Penny. I just want to know, you guys say the sweetest things in comments, and even though I don't always see them all when you're saying them, I go back after the live and read through the comments, and I post them in my Discord a lot when I like the compliments because it helps me with my self-esteem. I do have a little bit of a low self-esteem, so the compliments really do help boost my day. You have no idea.
Let's assist
so-
in that boosting. If you think that Crystal is gorgeous, adorable, amazing, why don't you go ahead and boop her on the nose in quick succession? You should see some little hearts pop up when that happens, and that will let her know. If you don't like her and you want her to stop talking, just a little bit lower, you can tap on her mouth. It won't actually make her stop talking. It may make you feel a little better. She'll still get the same heart, so she'll just think that you're booping her on the nose. And, I think it's going to help everybody. I figure we just give it a shot. We are close to that 20K mark, so let's get going, guys.
Absolutely. Let's get to 25,000 by the hour. If not, Liz is going to turn off the comments, and you don't want that because I won't be able to read your questions. So I love you so much, Pax. I love this community. You guys are amazing. You're very supportive, and I love the way we all support each other. I try to come in and say hi and do the heart me's and the team bracelets and heart you up a little bit, even if I can't stick around whenever I see one of you guys go live. And I appreciate that you guys come in and do the same for me. It really helps. You have no idea. Okay, this is the time in the show where if you have a question for our amazing guests, you can come up and ask. And I'm going to ask Liz if you have a question today that you'd like to ask.
I do have a question, and it has to do with Crystal deciding that sometimes your ghost of Christmas passed. And it's really just more of a request than a general question. Because I think it would be kind of fun during like the week of a holiday for you to change your name to Ghost of Blank Past, specifically, of course, Christian holidays. So like we got Easter coming up, so Ghost of Easter Past, I think would be really fun. And then
would be fun.
so on and so forth for other Christian specific holidays. I thought would be really fun.
And then for a whole week, Crystal would be right. I'd be Ghost of Christmas Past.
Right.
Just for that 1 week.
Just for the 1
But
week.
you know that by then she'll have already figured all that out and stopped saying it. So
Yeah,
then
it's true.
And then it's going to
funnier
mess
because
up.
yeah.
Mess up again.
Hey guys.
Hey, Dirk.
Hey, Dirk, did you have a question for Ghost of Christian Past?
I did, and I think I accidentally sent like a Zeus like to somebody because like I was trying to like tap and tap and tap. I'm new to this, and I sent like a Zeus. I don't know what that means to some random person on this thing.
I didn't see
don't
one.
think you actually sent it because it would have come up for us. So you might have tapped it, but it didn't go. Don't worry, you didn't do it because
Okay,
none of us
and I have a
have the
question.
amount of coin. Okay.
I have a question. So tell me if I'm wrong. So there's all these like ghosts and whatnot, and they all do bad things and whatever. Like if I was a ghost, like you guys can tell me if I was wrong, but I wouldn't be going to like people's houses and like moving chairs and like turning lights on and off. Like I'd go to my ex's house and I would unfold every piece of laundry that she just folded. 100%. Tell me if I'm wrong.
That I don't know. Like if that's what you would want to do as a ghost, I guess you would do that as a ghost.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I always thought that there were lots of different kinds of ghosts, and the name's not really about ghosts. I'm not really convinced that anything supernatural is real, so I'm not on the boat that thinks ghosts are floating around right here, right now with us. It's more of a token to the person that I was before I deconstructed. It's more like we all have a little ghost of a Christian, is what I like to say. We all have a little ghost of a Christian inside of us, and we got to take care of them. Like we have to make sure that they're being heard when they feel triggered. We have to make sure that they are cared for, and one of the best ways we can do that is caring for ourselves now. But I do think it's funny how many ghost jokes have come up just from me having this name.
But so you're saying we all have a little ghost of a Christian inside of us?
Yeah, well,
maybe not
gotta pay child
necessarily
support for that motherfucker?
Christian if you didn't grow up Christian, but like a ghost of your little past childhood beliefs. I think we all have those and we all deal with that. For me it's Christian, for somebody else it could be LDS, it could be something else, you know.
I'll tell you this. Like I'm a big science guy, and I'm actually an engineer. And but I feel like a lot of people do this when people catch themselves being at their lowest of lows, whether they're believers or not. They say, "Please God, help me get out of this situation. Like, please, like, help me." And like, it's weird that people do that even if they're not believers.
Yeah, I don't pray a whole lot since leaving, even if something is going wrong for me. I haven't prayed for years.
I think that if people that are say that they are non-believers do that, then there is a part of them that is somewhat of a believer. I'm a lifelong atheist. I've never believed, and I have never prayed to a deity.
I hear you. I was
Actually,
never.
I used to pray as a Christian. I was a Christian for 40 years. And when I deconstructed, one of the very first things I did was stop praying, because I was like, who the hell am I talking to at this point, you know? And people say, oh yeah, but if you face something really scary, like you think you're going to unalive or something, you're going to pray. But I actually have been in that position, did not pray. Did not pray at all. Just sat there scared, you know, at the moment that something bad was about to happen. But
And you said
who am I going to pray to?
You said you were a Christian for 40 years and you stopped. Like, what was that, yesterday?
40 years.
So what was that, yesterday? You stopped praying?
No, I'm almost 60, so it's been a while.
So obviously he's helping you out because you look like you're 35.
Oh, well, thank you. But no, and that's probably genetics, not nothing else. But yeah, I stopped believing almost 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, and it really changed my life in ways that I never knew. I'm a much happier person. I suffer a lot less depression and anxiety. I have a better relationship with my husband. I feel more compassionate and empathetic towards people in the world. I am deconstructing the bigotry and racism and misogyny that indoctrination taught me, and I just think that I'm a better person.
Can you elaborate on the bigotry? What do you mean?
Well, when you grow up white and indoctrinated into Christianity, Christianity teaches you superiority. It teaches you that you are better than other people, that you are chosen, that you that you are royalty, actually. And because of superiority, you don't realize your own bigoted behaviors. I didn't understand who trans people were, so I used to say things like, well, I don't have a problem with them as long as they don't bother me, or whatever, and whether people want to realize that or not, that's bigoted behavior. And it was something I needed to deconstruct and realize, what does that even mean, Crystal? What am I even saying?
Is that why you didn't let me in earlier, because you thought I was trans?
Oh no, I actually live with a trans man, so no.
Oh, well,
we weren't accepting guests earlier.
Oh, well, I was asking.
Yeah, right. No. Listen, I accept guests after I'm done asking the guests my questions. That's when I start accepting guests. Liz is my mod. That's the only reason she was accepted up, because
I'm not trans. You go.
That's okay. And so what I'm telling you is, it had nothing to do with whether you were or you weren't. It had nothing to do with anything other than it wasn't time for me to accept guests yet on the show. I actually run this show a very specific way. So we have to reach 5,000 likes. We have to reach 100 shares. And then I have to finish asking my questions before I bring any guests up.
So
All
just
right.
curious, Dirk, did you have any other questions for Ghost? If not, Crystal does debates with Joyful Apostate on Mondays and Thursdays, and I will possibly be co-hosting in a debate later today
I did.
with my
I did
host,
have a question
in the
for
church.
Ghost.
Go ahead.
So Ghost. So your name is Ghost, but your whole thing is not about ghosts. Is that correct? Well, you're religious.
No.
I believe that she's
No,
already
she's-
explained this. Did you not hear that explanation? Because it was pretty clear to me, and I
I'm
think
just, I'm
everybody
just still
else.
waiting for the question. Hold on. Like, is
All right,
there a
Ghost.
question
All
in
right,
there
Ghost.
somewhere?
All right, here's the question for you, Ghost. Do you think it's okay for your significant other or your partner to have friends that are of the opposite sex?
Yeah.
So if you're dating someone, you think it's okay for them to have friends that are of the opposite sex and talk to them on the daily and the DMs and whatnot?
Yeah.
I
Are they
can't
friends?
imagine
Like, what
my
kind of
marriage
question
would
is
be
this?
like. Wait, I can't imagine what my marriage would be like right now if I wasn't allowed. Do you know how many of my friends are men? Like, literally, you guys, I wouldn't be able to work with Joyful, Benny, Justin. Like, I have so many friends that are Dagda. I wouldn't
Right?
be able to have any of my friends.
I have mods that are men or male presenting or femme presenting or whatever. My question to you is, why does it matter what is in between everybody else's legs when you're supposed to be concerned with what's in between your partners?
Wait, well, I am concerned what's in between my partner's legs, 100%.
Okay, well then I don't know why it matters what anybody else has. You know what I mean? Like, why does it matter what your friends have?
What? I was asking if it's okay if your man has
Why-
is friends with girls.
Why would I not be okay with my man having friends or
That
my
is-
girl having friends? Why would I not be
just so
okay?
you know that your significant other can cheat on you with somebody their same sex.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about cheating, just realize that, after a few drinks, two hot women, they might be like, hey,
I'm gonna cut in. Ooh, pretty.
that was
I'm just gonna
so
cut
pretty.
in real quick. Hey y'all, I've been getting a lot of people messaging me and asking me about an agent and who they should go with. If you see that guy right there, Chicago John, that's in the comments,
Yes.
give him a follow, message him if you have any questions about that stuff. I have sent a handful of people over to him just in the last month. He is a part of our community and he's an amazing agent that can help you. Like if you get a
Absolutely.
banana, he can try to help if they deny you to come back and all that stuff. So please
And
give him
let me
a
tell you something about him. He also is going to teach you how to grow your channel. You have to follow him. And if you are trying to grow your channel and you don't feel like you're ready for an agency or anything yet, you need to follow him anyway, because he's going to teach you how to grow your channel. He's going to teach you when TikTok gets an update on something, he's going to be one of the first people to know. He's amazing. He's funny, and he's so supportive of his creators. So don't forget.
We're talking about your husband right now? What are we talking about?
No, Chicago John is an agency that's in my chat right now.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was talking about
Chicago-
growing my relationship with my woman.
I know
We-
we said
we
just
know.
a minute. And,
Yeah.
and Chicago John popped in, and we wanted to let him know that we appreciate him real quick. Dirk.
Chicago,
Listen, I'm going to go
love
ahead
it.
and drop you down, Dirk. Thanks for coming up. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. You guys, if you have a question for Ghost of Christian Past that might be a little bit more on topic today, you can ask it in the chat. I'll be very happy to read it out, or you can come on up. The guest box is open. If you're on YouTube and you want to ask a question, you know what to do. Just ask it in chat. I will go ahead and ask that for you and read it out. Good morning, Pax.
Good morning, Crystal. I'm so surprised you invited me up since I'm trans. Apparently.
Stop it.
I love you.
What? I thought
like,
you
what
weren't
does that
accepting
have to do
trans
with
people
it?
at all.
And then he goes, I'm not trans.
Okay. As if we were scared by the idea that he was.
Like, are you kidding me right now? That is so ridiculous.
But I wanted to ask Ghosty, so you are 30 years old, and that is so young to be so completely deconstructed, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you, what are you doing with your time now? And do you have any like ideas of something that you want to try now that you don't have to spend all this time like licking a boot, a heavenly one?
A heavenly one. I don't know. That's actually a difficult question, Pax, because I'm just trying to live, I think. Like, truly, my time is spent pretty average. I come on, I do my little coffee chat in the morning, and then I go to work, and I work sometimes 11-hour shifts. And then I come home and I try to do music stuff, and I am working on an album, and just, I don't know. I'm just trying to live. I don't have any great wild plans at the moment,
All right, well, that's cool. I kind of, yeah, you do have a life. I forget that people have those. I don't, and so I forget.
Yes, you do. What do you mean?
Well, no. Like right now, I'm disabled and single, and I live basically alone, and so and I just stay inside all the time, and I don't have anything to do, and so I'm always trying to figure out how to fill my time. But that is not your problem. But if you could though, so let's say a chunk of time opened up for you, like a day a week where you could do anything. What would you pursue?
Oh, it's a little bit off brand, maybe not brand, but like off. I've always really wanted to get into geocaching. And
That would be so fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? And
I
find
would
little
do it if we
random
lived
trinkets.
in the same state.
Yes!
I would do it with you for sure.
That's what I mean. Like, if I had time, I would totally just go out and find little buried treasures and trade little other treasures. And I don't know, I think that's the cutest little thing. Just a whole community swapping little trinkets back and forth.
That would be fun.
It's fun.
I love that so much. Well, thank you for answering my question. I'll drop down, or you can drop me down.
Pax,
Drop
you
me
can
down.
stay up if you want, and if you have other questions, you can ask as they come to you. That's fine. You can stay up here.
Pax, I gotta
Life
say,
beyond belief.
I have to say, Pax, I'm starting to hear like tiny, like the smallest amount of changes, but it is there, like changes in your voice, and I'm so happy for you.
Hey, thank you. Do you want to look at my face really quick?
Yes.
That looks more
Let's
masked.
look at your face.
Like honestly,
Wouldn't
because
I wanna look at
I don't
that
have anyone in real life to tell me if I look more masked or anything.
You do look more
It's
masked.
getting absolutely.
Like, because I have muscles now and I never have before, and I'm really proud of them.
All right.
Like,
Let's see. Oh, yes. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
I know
that.
that they seem small, but like I lost a ton of weight, and it looked like toothpicks in skin bags, and now it's starting to like fill out, and it's muscle, and it feels really good.
I
So
love that for you. I love that.
thanks. Yeah, I'm pumped. Testosterone. You know what's so funny is my ex-husband kept being like, "You're unhappy because you like expect like you want a magic pill to save you, or like a medication to change your life and to make you have energy and feel better."
Look amazing.
And it turns out that's what I needed. It's an injection, but I needed
Yes.
testosterone in order to and so now I'm doing the things, and I'm going and being active and moving around, and I needed it, and so it feels really good to be healing and to be getting awesome away from him. Anyway, so lots of good stuff.
You look amazing. BT dubs.
W's for W's. I love that.
Thank you.
Life Beyond Belief, how are you today?
Hey, it's Chris, not Ken. Sometimes I have to like
Hey,
specify.
Yes, but I figured once you started talking, I would probably know immediately.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so my question, Ghost, is if you could say one thing to Ghost who just became a mom and was still a devout believer, what would you say?
Ooh, that's
like
good.
my past self.
Yes.
Oof. Oof. That is good. I thought a lot about what I would say to like my childhood self, but not a whole lot. I'm angry with my teenage, early adult self. Pretty pissed off, actually. Like, what are you doing? Just like, I want to slap her in the face. That's where I'm at with her. I'm so tired of her. She makes dumb choices. She's so committed to spending time in a religion instead of actually with her children. Her priorities are all wrong. I have nothing nice to say to her. Chris, I have
Okay.
nothing nice.
Well, let me ask it this way. What would you say to me, the version of me that just believed and became a mom?
You can go ahead and put down the book. It's okay.
Hey, you guys, get those likes up and I'll turn the comments back. Oh, I need you to do it, Liz. Turn those comments off till they get those likes up to 25,000, okay?
You
Oh,
can
yeah,
put
no, I'm
down the
gonna
book
jump
and
in.
still be happy.
I'm gonna jump in, and I gotta tell you, Ghosty, and I'm older than you, so you have to listen to me.
Okay.
Okay. So eventually, and you don't have to be here now, and I'm not expecting you to be here now, okay? I'm telling you this for the future. At some point, you are going to have to forgive that young woman. And at some point, you have to go back and give her as much compassion as you would have given Christina up above me, or me when I was a young mom.
That's
And I
why
know that sucks because
yeah.
you are the only person in the world that doesn't deserve compassion, right? Everybody else does, because you can give it to everybody else, but you can't do it for yourself.
It's not that I don't deserve it. It's like I feel like I never should have messed up that way in the first place. You know, like the standard is heaven. The standard is so freaking high for myself.
I was just thinking something. I was saying something in my live today. If the answer to the question is go back in time and change the past, the question is probably pretty invalidating.
Yeah, because that now that you say that, it is this feeling of I don't necessarily want to change it because it is what got me to where I am now. And I mean, Chris, you know this better than anybody, is like becoming a mom kind of spiraled that for me. I was holding this little thing going, how exactly is she sinful? How is she this horrible person when she's done nothing wrong? And like people started telling me that she was lying, like my baby was lying to me, which was insane. I was like, she doesn't know how to lie. She's just a little taught, you know? She's not this evil person. And I don't know. I wouldn't change it necessarily, but I maybe just put down the book. Although if I had put down the book, I wouldn't be where I am either. You know, I wouldn't have discovered everything. So maybe that's really not a great answer. I don't know, Chris. I'm stumped.
It's okay. Thank you for answering though. But I am struggling with that too, giving myself compassion and grace and forgiveness because I was not ready to be a mom when I became a mom. I was just doing what I was taught to do, you know, get married young, be fruitful and multiply. But my kids definitely saved my life. And so I'm grateful for the journey.
Yeah, no, I feel you. We were talking a lot about that.
Mine too.
in my live today. We were talking about the whole divorce thing and parenting and a lot of that today. I don't know. Having compassion for yourself in that is really difficult though.
Right
you guys
after-
don't talk until wait, because
Okay.
Penny's next. I want to take turns.
Oh, no problem. Okay, thank you.
But life beyond belief. Did you have any other questions you wanted to ask?
No, that was it. My babies are up. I gotta take them and get lunch. But thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Well, come back up if you want later for Divine or Decline. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. You guys make sure you're following Life Beyond Belief. That is an amazing couple, Ken and Christina, and they were worship leaders, and they have amazing deconstruction lives. So make sure you're following them. And keep tapping that screen. By the half hour, I'd like to be at 40,000 likes, please. I know how much you can tap because I watch you do it in everybody else's lives. So make sure you keep tapping for me as well, okay? It's really important. It unfortunately, and if we're not active in these lives, they just don't boost us out into the FYP. So we got to keep our chat active, keep talking in chat, and keep tapping the screen. Penny, it's your turn. I don't know you, so can I just get your age for TikTok purposes?
Oh, yeah, of course. I just turned 34.
Happy birthday.
All right, and did you have a
Thank
question
you.
for Ghost?
Yes, actually. So in the comments, Tahir asked me if I could ask her question. So I'll just ask it really quick.
Yeah.
She was wondering what genre of music you do.
Oh, I call it ex-Christian worship music.
Okay.
And so my goal is to make music that sounds like Hillsong Elevation to lead and have it talk about the trauma and
Like the different side of it almost?
yeah.
Okay.
So they're typically pretty melancholy. They're not very upbeat unless you're doing like Oh There Is No Heaven, which is just a rewrite of Oh You Can't Get to Heaven on Roller Skates, if anybody knows that song.
Yes. I'm
yes.
old, so I know
And
that.
everybody has their own little verses for that song too, which I always thought was really cute. And so I figured if Christians can write their own verses to that, we can write our own verses to that. And
Absolutely.
Oh There Is No Heaven, we made it up, you know? We made it up.
Yeah, I love that.
Are
Absolutely.
you on Spotify or anything, or
I have-
YouTube with your music?
I have one song on Spotify. It's under May Crow. That's my name. So it's really funny that I would like to go geocaching because my last name is Crow.
I actually love that.
Right? Isn't that hilarious?
Oh, wait. Okay. So I have two questions. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I just didn't
No,
want to
you're
lose my
fine.
train of thought. But you can continue. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I am on Spotify. I have more on SoundCloud than on Spotify because I would like to get this album to where I want it to be before I put it on Spotify. I don't want to be putting up a bunch of
Right.
You know.
So you should drop some of your music in your channel on the Discord so we can go listen to some of your.
Yeah, I would love
can do
to
that.
listen to it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
There's also
yeah, for
a
sure.
section where we're like trying to build a deconstruction playlist that may be good to post some
Oh,
of those
yeah.
there.
That's a good idea, Liz. Thank you.
There are some songs on my other profile, the profile that got banned, that has like 3,000 followers on it. And I'm so sad about it, but it's fine. But the videos are still available and like up to watch if you want to listen to some as well.
I would love to listen to some. Okay, so before I lose my train of thought, the geocaching thing really quick. Geocaching, that's when you leave something and then like people find it on like a hike type thing, right? That's
Yeah.
Okay. So I did that once, just like side story. I guess this isn't actually a question. No, I do have a question. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. So I did that once. Well, I found one and it was like a Tupperware thing hidden underneath a rock. And then in it was like a bag of tree. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you know what I'm talking
we all
about.
know.
And then it was like papers and stuff, and I had the best hike afterwards. So if you were to do geocaching,
All
what
right.
would be like your niche type thing? Or would it be like you following it, or would it be like you leaving breadcrumbs?
Yeah, I would probably follow the trail
Okay.
Because I thought there was like a map.
I think
And-
there is. I think there's
Yeah.
like an app or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. And it just uses your GPS location.
Yeah, and then it like shows like other people go on it, and then like they leave like a little pinpoint of like where it could be, but you have to like like this was literally under like a rock in a log that was like protected by like a badger, you know, like
Yeah, like I think that there are some regular geocache spots and you just go and then you exchange a thing and but the spot stays the same. I didn't know
Yeah.
that you could make your own spot.
I don't know if that's true or not. The thing in the comments, somebody said, "Who's leaving trees in Tupperware?" It doesn't grow. You use it. You know, it's like a take a penny, leave a penny thing. I think.
Yeah,
Right.
are you on the subreddit that does that, Penny?
Am I what?
There's a subreddit where, let's say I'm in Colorado for vacation and I buy some, but I don't want to get on the plane with it.
Oh, so you, like,
I
leave
hide it somewhere and then I go post on this subreddit.
Oh, I
and
love
if you're in
that.
the area, you can go get what I had to leave behind.
I actually love that.
that.
That's an
Okay,
actual thing. That's so cool.
I will post this subreddit in my Discord channel. So
Okay.
yeah, it's really fun, and you can do it for other people, and they will do it for you. And yeah, just
maybe
a way.
maybe that's kind of what I came across, because it was like, I mean, obviously you're like a little like nervous to try
Yeah.
something that you like
Yeah.
tried.
Right?
But I was like, you know, F it, whatever, we're on a hike. Like, I was like, might as well, you know, and nothing happened, thank God. But it was fun. I had a good hike, you know. But
That's awesome.
sorry, last
I love
question. So Ghost, you are I don't want to say this like in a offended way, but you are not religious anymore. I'm sorry, I kind of chimed in like I maybe missed like the introductions, but you don't follow the practice anymore. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so my question is, my sister, my family was never like religious to like a certain extent. Like when my nieces and nephews got baptized, like we were there, but we never practiced. We were Episcopalian, but it was never like we never went to church or anything like that. When my sister was in her teenage years, she met a guy who was am I allowed to like say religions, like names?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So my sister met a gentleman who was Pentecostal when she was in high school, and for reasons unknown to me, they got into a relationship and whatnot, and because of his religion, like they couldn't build like an adult future unless she was baptized to be Pentecostal. So she said to my parents, because she was under 18, she needed like parental consent. And my parents, she was very close to her 18th birthday, but my parents were like, listen, we want to make sure that this is what you want to do. So we're not going to give you the consent now. We're going to wait until you're 18 and you can make that decision on your own. If you want to do it, we will be there for you at your baptism. And we all were. She turned 18. She got baptized like the day after her birthday. And me, my mom, my dad, we were all there for it. And then she wasn't with this guy much longer. They had like a kind of tumultuous relationship or whatever, but she still practices to the day. But it's kind of taken like a turn for the worse, I guess. She found her husband, who I think is just honestly just using her. And now I feel like she's kind of like stuck in her faith, because in all actuality, like she should not be in this marriage anymore. Like he's just draining her of like not only like monetary things, but like her sense of individuality. Like he's very controlling is, I guess, like the general term of it. How do you think would be an appropriate way for me to, I guess, like approach her in a very like empathetic way, but to be like don't worry about your religion, like worry about yourself and your kids, and like you need to get out of this. Like how do I
Are you sorry? Hold on. I fricked it up. Okay.
and if anybody else has any pointers, I'm listening to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel that. I think there's not enough insight you could get when it comes to
Right.
things like this. But is she using the verses that say like divorce is a sin in order to stay in the marriage? Like, is that what's happening?
I mean, I think it's more of like a pride thing and like a sense of like embarrassment, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think she wants to be like looked down upon from like her church peers, but to be frank, I think everybody is kind of rooting for her to just get out of it because they know the type of person that he is. So it's like, listen, like, we will not judge you. God, I'm not a religious person, but like I'm saying, like, speaking like on what I think she's thinking. Don't think that God would judge her at all, because I think that it would be better for her and everybody to leave it. But I think she's scared of like, quote unquote, repercussions from, outside views, and then like holy views, like how she views you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, absolutely, because that is what held me in my marriage for a long time. Was
your husband also religious, like when you guys were married?
Yeah. So my ex-husband wanted to be a pastor. He was actually like going to a Bible college and took an internship as the worship minister at the church that I was attending, and that's how we met. And so we had always been very involved in, especially the worship part of church, but also just in general. We were very involved heavily with the community that we had. And that definitely held me back, because behind closed doors looked entirely different than it looked to all my friends at church.
Right.
All my friends at church thought that he was this awesome guy and that we were happy and whatever, yada yada. But then behind closed doors, we were really not doing well.
Right. Actually, not to interrupt, but somebody just made a comment that says the difference between a cult and a religion is what happens when you try to leave.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, so let me just give you like I don't mean to take up like all the time really quick, but I actually do like need a little, thank you so much. Just a quick like background of it. He is illegal in the sense, like he's not a US citizen.
Okay.
And when they were like dating and whatnot, and they got to like the serious point, like he asked my parents like for permission, and my dad, being like the rational person that he is, was kind of like, listen, if you love my daughter, I will like, give you permission or whatever it is. But in doing so, he kind of gave him like an ultimatum. He was like, you can marry my daughter, but you need to prove to me that it's not just because you want like citizenship. Like you need to go and get that on your own. And he like agreed to it. And then they got married, and there's obviously ways for you to like acquire citizenship through marriage, but then you could do it on your own. And it takes a different amount of like time for each route, right?
Yeah.
So maybe after like 2 years or so of them being married, my mom like made a statement to him and was like, oh, like how is the, citizenship thing going? And he said, quote, "It's none of your effing business," to my mother. And I didn't even know about this until like years later. And then he's still to this day is not a citizen. They've been married since 2016. They have 3 kids together. He doesn't work. He drinks every day. He brings the kids to school while he's drunk. He's thrown things at my mother.
No.
Yeah.
Why hasn't somebody called CPS on him?
Okay.
Driving with children while you are intoxicated is disgusting on a whole new level. Like, not only are you putting those children at risk, you're putting everybody that lives there at risk.
I 100%
There's not
agree.
one thing that wouldn't stop me from picking up the phone and saying CPS.
So I talked to my sister about it, and she was like literally sobbing to me on the phone. And like, that's my sister. That's my family. It's like, it's hard when she says like, I don't want the kids to not have their father and like, blah, blah, blah. Like, obviously, like I sympathize with
He
it.
can unalive from him being intoxicated and driving.
Yes. No, I 100% agree. But at the time, and I know this is like hard for like outside views to like hear.
It's hard for me to hear because my sister died from a drunk driver.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
So when I say that there's nothing that would stop me, I'm telling you it's an anonymous phone call. You don't have to say it is you. If you know today he's taking the kids to school and today he is intoxicated, right now I'm picking up the phone.
See, this is a thing.
I don't care if my sister cries. I don't care.
No, Crystal, I completely understand, and you're absolutely right. But the thing is that I don't hear about it until after the fact. So there's really nothing that I could do because I can't say like, oh, it's happening right now. You know what I mean? It's like I wish that I could.
So if I could, you can still report it, and it's something that they can continue to check up on, because if that's happening, other things are also happening, and they'll be able to find evidence of other things as well. And this is coming from somebody. I had to do this for my now ex-partner. He was, unfortunately an alcoholic. He went through treatment, but it didn't take because AA sucks. That's a whole other thing. And I had found out through the course of that relationship that he was doing that. And those kids called me mom. I don't give a shit. And I let, the officers know when they came to my house what was going on. And I don't know what happened, but I got a call, from CPS because they were doing an investigation after what I had said to the officers. And I doubt that they caught him in the act of driving in the car with them while he was intoxicated. But whatever happened, whatever they did find, the kids were taken away from him.
Yeah.
And if I had to deal with, that relationship, like that was my silver lining to that relationship, is I know that what I had to do saved those children's lives. And I couldn't live with myself if I hadn't had said anything.
I know it's easier for us to tell you this, Penny, than it is to do it. I do get that. Okay,
I understand that.
There has to be some kind of intervention with your sister if she's allowing him to do that. It's not a little thing. That is such a major thing,
and that's why I'm kind of like at a crossroads, because it's like my mom will tell me things that like that my sister will tell her, probably in like confidence, and then like my mom will tell me, and I'm on the verge of driving there and like unaliving him. Like I'm at that point. You know what I mean? I don't even want like other people involved. Like I'm ready to end all be all type thing. You know what I mean? I'll take it into my own hands, but obviously I don't want to do that. And I don't want to cause like, just, like animosity and whatnot between the family. But like in the comments, somebody had said like it's a hard road, and it is. I'm at a crossroads because it's like she has come to me at one point and asked me like, like how do I get on like Section 8, or how do I get like it on her phone, because if he was to see it, then it would cause a disrupt. You know what I mean? So she's asking me to do it and like relay the info, which like I did.
Have you asked her specifically why she is saying, like, literally to let her tell you whether it's the religion or whether she's so in love she can't?
No, I haven't.
Or is she scared financially? You need to ask her that, because depending on her answer is the route you're going to take from there.
To be honest,
I was married.
Sorry, just on that, I don't think that even if I was to ask, I don't think that she would. I don't think she's willing to give me an honest answer because of the way that I have approached in the past. I've been very like violent, I guess, and like aggressive because it's my sister. Like this is my older sister, and she was my role model growing up. So it's like I feel like she doesn't want me to see her like I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting emotional, but I feel like she like doesn't want me to like see her like in this light, like struggling because she knows how much like I have like previously like looked up to her, and like I'm sorry, hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
if
take your
I
time, take a
can-
breath.
Yeah, if I can just pipe in here, I want to say your relationship with your family is important, especially if you are as connected with your sister as you definitely seem to be. I think maintaining
that I
that
want to be.
relationship, yeah. I think that it's important to maintain that relationship with a bit of decorum, right?
Right.
And quite frankly, no matter how many people in my family told me that he was not a good plan for me, and believe you me, there were plenty. There were plenty of people in my family, my close friend group, that told me that he was not a great guy. And it
Right.
was not until I had a friend who was not involved with us really at all. Like I had just met her and
Like really like an
her husband.
outsider.
Yeah, like it was an outside perspective, and she looked at me and was like, excuse me? You know,
Right.
like we had that come to Jesus meeting, and I think that I really needed that. And going back to what Liz was saying, like just call anonymously and ask for a welfare check. Because if a CPS agent is who your sister needs to talk to get that outside perspective, like so be it. But I think you
thing
need
is-
to be not that perspective. Your goal is to comfort, is to be there, is to Google the Section 8 housing that she needs Googled, like doing the supportive stuff, and let somebody else have those harder conversations would be my advice.
I think the
And
thing.
I want to add on really quick because I was in a very abusive relationship when I was a young Christian mom. I was a new mom.
I'm very sorry
I had
to
my
hear that.
son. He was very abusive, and what I needed was somebody to tell me that they would help me get out. And I mean help, like in a very real sense. I didn't know where I would go to live. I didn't know what I would do, how I would find a job. I didn't know. I had family, but my family is not always supportive. And
Right.
so I didn't feel like I could go to my family. But if she knows she has a safe place that you could help her start over and stuff. I'm not saying you're the one either. I'm saying
Right.
that's what I personally needed, but nobody ever asked me that. They just kept telling me you should leave him. And all I kept thinking was, how? What the fuck are
How?
you talking about? How
Right.
the fuck? And where am I going to go? Who am I
Right.
going to live with? Who's going to take me in with a child? I don't have a job. What are you talking about? You know, eventually I left him because he tried to unalive me. And at that time, you know, my parents were like, yeah, come stay with us. But it took him to unalive me before I realized there was some place that I could go temporarily while I rebuilt my life. I don't think they would have done it if I had just said, I want to leave him. Can I come stay with you? I don't think they would have done it. And I think that women a lot of times are scared. They're very scared about what is going to happen if I do make this decision.
Well, so this is a point that I was going to make too. With and I appreciate all of the advice that you guys are giving me. I really do, because it's giving me other perspectives to like look at it. But another one that I have looked at is like, okay, so say I do anonymously call CPS or whatever, and they do like a welfare check and whatnot. They come in, everything's fine. It's, you know, hunky dory. And then they leave, and then he does something like physically to my sister because he knows that, like, okay, his family's from like New York, right? And my sister even like said to his mother when she came down for one of the kids' birthdays, like my sister mentioned something to his mom about like his drinking and like that sort of thing, and she kind of just like shrugged it off. I don't know if that's because, again, I said that he's illegal. He's from El Salvador, and like his father like left.
He's undocumented.
Oh,
No
I'm
human
sorry.
is an illegal.
I'm sorry.
He's undocumented though.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Undocumented.
That's okay. Yeah.
But but like his mom just kind of like shrugged it off, and my sister is like, you know, divulging all this info, like, this is what's going on, like, these are your grandchildren, like, do you not care, and like whatnot, and like she didn't even care to like speak to him about it. So it's like his family won't like even say anything. If I say something to like her, she gets very defensive, which and like that's why it's like, okay, like how do I approach in a way where she won't be defensive? And there have been times where like I said about her asking me to Google things, like we have had a conversation where she knows that like the situation that she's in is not good, not only for her but for like these poor kids, and like those are my nieces and nephews. Like,
has he been physically violent with her before?
For fact, but in my gut I know that.
Then if that's the case, I think that if she's anything like you, I think she would be strong enough and brave enough to tell the CPS agent that's what's going on.
She is.
If
She's nothing like me. This is a thing.
Well, you're saying like she knows how bad it is, and the situation is not good. I think that if somebody pulled her into a room where he doesn't have any influence on her at all, and the kids as well, to get everybody's perspective, something's going to come out.
Is that what happened? Okay.
Yes, that's what happens. Is the CPS agent would talk to people who were involved in a very private conversation. Yes. So she would be given an opportunity to tell somebody who could actually do something about the situation what's going on.
So hypothetically speaking, if that happens and they do take her, they speak privately, and she says her truth. And again, like I can't for fact say anything about like physical. I can for fact say mental and verbal. I know that for fact. But if they were to take her and she was to say this, what happens after that?
They wouldn't
does she
take
not
her
have
per se. It probably depends on like what state you're in, but as far as my experience goes, they wouldn't take her, and they probably wouldn't even take the children away from her if she's not the problem. What they're going to do is provide her with resources like the Section 8 housing, the things that she needs, and help her get on her way to living a life without him and take him out of the situation. They're not going to remove the mom and kids from the home that they're comfortable in if they're safe there. If they're not safe there, then sure, there are shelters, there are things that we can do. But
and that's one thing that like I'm so scared of, like I guess even me saying like there are things that I'm scared to even act on because I don't know, you know.
Penny, have you called a women's shelter or organization in your area that deals with abused women? Because that was the first place I went, and it might feel a little safer to you, okay? Because it won't be as scary
for me to call.
For you to call and say, this is what's going on with my sister. How can I help her? Maybe they'll have resources for you, but they might ask you to come in with your sister or something. But it did help me knowing that having somebody actually tell me that wasn't my friends or family, okay, like we were talking about earlier, you are being abused. That was not my friends or family, okay? It was a different person. It was somebody who dealt with abused women who said to me, you
do you not see
are
what's
being
happening?
Abused.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm an abused housewife. Like, that was a weird freaking thing for me to have to come to terms with. I was like, wait, I'm strong. I'm badass. How the hell did I get myself into this position? I cannot be an abused housewife, but it took somebody else saying it. And they had resources. They had things that helped me.
So, side note, my previous like long-term relationship, I was engaged and he was like physically abusive, and I got myself out of it. Luckily it took a little bit, but like thank God I got out of it. And nobody knew about any of it, like not my family, not my friends or anything. And I didn't even mention it to anybody until now. We're going on, it's probably been about maybe it was COVID when I actually I took my stimulus check and I bought my own apartment. I moved everything out, and one day he came home and my father was literally downstairs with the truck waiting for me, and he yoked me up against the wall, and I was like, oh, you're this is not it was it took that, you know what I mean? But it wasn't anybody saying it to me. I came to the realization myself, thank God. But I understand what you're saying, but it's even then, even after getting out of it, I was still not just scared. I guess scared to let my parents know, because I didn't want them to know that their daughter had to deal with this, because I didn't want them to have that thought oh my gosh, this whole time we didn't know. But it was also a sense of embarrassment, so it's I'm scared in the sense to intervene, because yes, she said things to me and then retracted them, and then it's I'll bring it up and then she'll kind of dismiss it, past the point of her asking me to Google things. I've brought things up more recently after that, and she kind of dismisses it, okay. And then I know that she's in therapy, and I know that during her therapy, she talks to her therapist about it, and she says things and whatnot. And I don't want to ask, that's her own personal information. I don't want to ask what she talks about, but I'm we kind of have this weird relationship now, because she knows that I'm a very I'm an Aries. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but to me it kind of does in a sense, because I'm really aggressive when it comes to things protective wise, especially my family. So she knows that and this is my mom will keep things from me that happens with my sister, because my mom knows exactly how I will react. And she's oh, I didn't want to tell you this, because you either tell me and let me react to it, or don't tell me, and then you're letting my sister deal with it. Because so my father passed in November, and my dad had no idea about anything that's going on with my sister. Thank you. But he had no idea, and he was a frail man. It's not he physically could do something, but he was so stern that he could scare the shit out of you with one look. So it's I don't know if they were keeping it from him because they didn't want him, like I said before, they didn't want him to feel bad about my sister or whatever it may be. It's everybody's kind of keeping things from everybody, but then telling people selective things, and it's not helping in a sense where it's okay, you're telling me these horrendous things, and yet you're not doing anything about it. My mom, you're not standing up, you're not saying.
It's really hard.
It's
really hard.
You're right. It's
as
so
a mother of a child who was also abused by somebody, I tried to talk to her. I tried to ask her when I first saw red flags, are you being abused? And she looked me right in the eye and said, no, Mom, I'm not, because you have shame when you're being abused. You think
exactly
that you're doing something wrong or whatever. So it's very hard what you guys are all going through. Doctor, did you want to add in here?
I would love anybody's opinion, to be honest. I appreciate everything you guys are saying. Sorry.
All 6 of my children came from abuse at some point and trauma. They wouldn't have gotten to me and my husband if they hadn't gone through, severe trauma.
Well, thank God for you.
Yeah.
The best you can do for your child is provide them resources, especially at a certain age. I have a 15-year-old right now who has gotten into schmug usage.
Yeah.
And he's very honest about it. He says, I use it to calm my mind. I can't handle it. So he's telling me he has no coping skills. He does not have the coping skills to handle the trauma that he is going through. And I understand that. And so I can't be angry, although I'm severely concerned, that he's doing this and that he's using things in this way. And random tests tell me that. And, my question to him was, do you want help? Can I help you? Can I provide the help for you? It's not going to be me. And for him, the answer was, residential treatment for 45 days. And then it was followed up by day treatment. And he's still in that. And that's been going on for about 8 months. And he has so much trauma to work through. And just in 8 months, you can see that he's starting to change. No more testing positive, no more doing, he's still a 15-year-old boy. Of course he's impulsive, but not to the level that he was, where it was, unalivement possible. And I can see that he's starting to cope with things and see that he's taking responsibility, and he's learning these things by going and taking it seriously. But just like anyone, they have to want that. They have to want it and take it seriously, because if they don't, it really doesn't serve a purpose. And then as a parent, the best you can do, and this happened with my 28-year-old, is you're just there. You're just there. You love them and you're there, and you love them to the best of your ability, and you wait until they need you and they're ready for that help.
Well, that's also a thing, is like, even if I was to like intervene and whatnot, if she's quote unquote like in denial or like not ready for it, then like, if I do everything in my power, like call a place, talk to her privately, maybe do a welfare check and everything like that. And say the welfare check comes and she lies and she says, oh, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like
they are professionals, they
Right.
do know, but you don't have to, again, like I said, start with CPS. You could start with the women's shelter. And I don't mean to shut this down right now, but this live was really supposed to be about Ghost
I'm
of
so
Christian
sorry. I
Past.
apologize.
No,
I'm so
it's
sorry.
okay.
It's okay.
We do appreciate you. But Penny, I want to ask you, are you a part of our Discord?
I don't think so. Ghost, I just followed you. Crystal, I follow you. How do I become a part of your
Okay, in my bio, there's a link to the Deconstruction Junction, and we
Okay.
are all in it. So join us over on the Discord, and if you want, we can talk further about this. But I also have Dr. Joe on the Discord, and she would be glad to talk to you more about this and help you. We'd be glad to help you find resources in
Honestly,
your area if you need help with that. Okay.
you guys have been more than enough. If anybody has any other advice, please message me. Like I'm still kind of, a little bit of a crossroads, but everything that you guys have said has been very, very helpful. I'm trying to find a way.
You're a good sister. You're a
Yes.
really good sister, Penny.
Thank you.
And she's very
please
lucky
make
to
sure that-
have you.
Please make sure to join the Discord. It's one of the things that we do is we, try to connect people that need connections.
Liz, I'm
so
gonna
that they
follow.
can-
I'm gonna follow you too, Liz. I honestly appreciate everything that you guys have said. You guys have been so open and like very welcoming, and again, I appreciate it more than you know. I don't think you have any idea how much you kind of just helped me in this moment.
Penny, do you mind just saying?
I'm in Connecticut.
Okay, thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we would definitely
Sure,
help you with that.
I wasn't sure what was going on. I just popped in. I had a totally another question for Krista. So I wasn't sure. I just went off of, my lived experience for you.
No, I
think it was
appreciate
really
that as well.
helpful.
Yes.
It was. It absolutely was. It absolutely was. I appreciate every single one of you, honestly. Like, you guys, you gave me different perspectives. You gave me resources to even think about that I didn't even think about before. So 100%, like, you have no idea how much you guys have actually helped. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you, Penny. I'm going to go
Thank
ahead
you
and
so
drop
much
you
for having
down. And thank you so much. And we'll see you
It was
on the
nice to meet
Discord,
you.
okay?
It was very nice to meet you guys.
Great to meet you, Penny.
Very good to meet you. You guys, I need you to get the likes up to 40,000 and for the comments to come back on. So get to tapping. I'm not sure why we're not tapping in here today. There's 31 of you. Tap that screen up. We only need 1,000 more, but then I'm going to push you to 50,000 by 15 after, okay? Because you all are not tapping like you do everywhere else.
Now,
Grana,
here's
thank
the
you so
thing.
much. Oh, go ahead, Liz. You know
I
what,
was gonna
Liz?
say-
Do a commercial for me real quick. I'll be right back, okay?
Yes, take a break. Take a break. Y'all already know that Crystal and I keep our promises, right? If we say that we're going to turn the comments off at this time, like, I'm going to do it, y'all. I'm going to do it. We give you warnings, all that stuff. Like, I know that a lot of people during the day are at work and listening during work. But, even, I'll be doing chores or whatever around the house, but every 30 minutes or so, I take a couple minute break and just tap while I'm listening as well. I know that some of y'all with the jobs that you have can't necessarily do it, but I know that a lot of you probably could. So that's all we're asking. That Crystal does a hell of a lot for this community.
Yes.
As one of the co-admins for the Discord, she does most of the stuff with the designing the things for the shop and all that, like amazing things, and obviously bringing this show and her others. So, Cats is free. Kitty! Oh, what is that? What's that pet's name?
Tap for the kitty. This is
That's the
Ace of
prettiest
Spades. This is
Ace of Spades?
Ace of
Ace of
Spades.
Spades, cute.
Hold on. Okay. How did that name come about?
When he was a kitten, he used to lay on his back all the time, like upside down. And if you look at him, the way his ears point, and his facial markings literally looks like a spade.
Oh.
I
Okay.
am going to demand that you take a picture of that and post it in the pet section of the Discord. I need that yesterday. Thank you.
Okay, got
Now,
you.
I have to ask, is that a hat or is that just a book?
Oh no, this is my favorite hat. I don't know what you're
Nice, I
talking
love
about.
it. I
It's
love it.
not just a book.
No, it's my favorite hat.
That is awesome.
So what am I like? Since you said that, Grana, it's like I've always wondered, like, what's the story behind that? How did we decide that the book is now a hat?
Oh, so honestly, I think it just started when I was in Sunday school. My Sunday school friends and I would always we were doing a bunch of sword drills, and the rule is you have to like put it up there. And so instead of doing it the OG way, we would either hold our books like this, and remember, you can't have your thumbs on the pages. So we would hold our books like this and then go, or the cool kids started doing it like this. John 3:16. Go. Right?
That's funny.
So it's just and everybody thought that it was so cute. And when I was a kid,
Liz.
and now all the Christians are like, this is heresy. I can't believe you're wearing the Bible. Do you even read it?
That's
Quick
weird that they think it's heresy to wear the Bible. At least you have one.
Right? At
Quick
least I
reminder
have
to
one.
the. Sorry. I was just going to say, quick reminder to the people in the comments that Ghost is open to doing some sword drills on the live. So if you are interested in doing a drill, you're more than welcome to come on up.
Let's do a drill.
Absolutely. Grana, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. This one's been bothering me for a while. I keep hearing people on all kinds of lives saying that the reason for the whole Adam and Eve story is that people would be, after that, people would, oh, sorry, I lost the word. I'm so sorry. God, I had it in my head for like 5 minutes or more. Would have free will. But if Adam and Eve didn't have free will to eat the fruit, then it was forced upon them and they shouldn't have been punished for it. So I don't get it. Help me get it.
Well,
We can't help you get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they didn't have free will. I think the argument is that the reason that Adam and Eve ate the fruit is because they had the free will to do so. But the problem with that argument is, like, they didn't know right from wrong until they had eaten from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Right.
So even though they were told, like, don't do this, they didn't know that going against what God wanted them to do was wrong, right?
Yeah, because they didn't know about lies and deceit
Right.
and all that stuff, you know.
Right. So, I mean, it's just kind of silly, and you cannot have your cake and eat it too. I have to say that all the time. You cannot have free will and have an all-knowing, omniscient, omnipresent deity. You just can't.
Right.
It does not make sense. Either God is in control, as the Bible says he is, or he's non-existent.
Exactly.
Or even if he's there, it's more like what the Jewish people think of as just it's an entity.
Right.
It's not, but they're not omniscient and all powerful, you know, and all that stuff, you know, they're not. I said the same thing twice.
Right.
That's okay. You know, okay, that does help me. And I have to say, do you mind if I say something from earlier when you were talking about
Absolutely.
kids?
Go ahead.
As a kid, I just remembered this after talking on PAX Live earlier today. As a kid, I was told that everybody go to sleep without getting forgiveness for those sins in case you die in your sleep, basically. They didn't say it that way,
Same.
but that's what they
Yeah.
meant. And so I would sit there, and I didn't know I had OCD at the time, but now I do. So I would sit there for like an hour or more as this little like 8-year-old trying to figure out the sin I had done that day so that I could ask for forgiveness of it. And I was a really good kid because I was afraid of getting in trouble. So I was one of those, you know, like kids that were too good, you know, not in a healthy way good.
Yeah.
And so,
Goody two-shoes.
yeah, exactly. And so that really messed me up. And so now I'm doing the same thing, trying to forgive myself for things I did like 30 years ago that don't even matter.
No, I relate to that so much, actually, Grana, because I literally kept a journal when I was about 7
Wow.
or 8 of all the wrong things. I would carry it around with me. Anything that I did that I felt like I was wrong or went against God's plan, will for my life, I would write it in the journal, and then I'd have it to pray over that night.
Wow.
And I think that
Never thought of that.
yeah, like, dude, it's intense. The amount of self-hatred that Christianity just kind of breathes into their people is astounding.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
But
I
just wanted to
don't
go
mean
ahead.
to interrupt. I just joined the panel. Should I introduce myself?
No, not yet. I'll get to you. Thank you.
Okay,
Liz,
you're
did you have
welcome.
something else? Liz, did you have any other questions for Ghost right now? I'm just going to go up the panel.
All
No,
right.
no,
Well,
no.
thank you. Can you drop me because I can't drop
Yeah,
myself.
if you
right
want
now.
to drop Grana, I
Yeah.
can.
Oh, yeah. I'm
You
good.
can
Thank
stay
you. I
up
just
if you
wanted to
want.
share
Okay.
that. So, all right. Bye.
We love
Thank
you,
you for
Grana.
sharing.
Everybody
Love
follow
you too. You
Grana.
guys are
Oh,
awesome.
I need to follow you. Yes.
Crystal is an awesome.
All right, you guys follow Grana. Grana, say hi in chat so everybody can follow you again too. I'm sorry, Liz. Did you have something? I don't remember if you answered.
You're fine. I'm just gonna remind the chat that we have what is it now? We said 15, so 13 minutes to get to that 50K mark. So please tap, y'all, please. But Doctor, thank you so much for being patient as always.
Tippy tap.
You guys, while we do the commercial break real quick, I just want to remind everybody that I have a giveaway for the Joel POSFF mug right now. We all know what it stands for. Piece of shit, fuck a face. And on the back it says, so you don't actually consider yourself a Christian, but you are a piece of shit, fuck face. So if you want to win this mug, all you have to do is 2 things, okay? You're going to join the Discord, okay? And then go subscribe to me on YouTube. I need to get to 500 subscribers over there. Then you're going to come over to the Discord in my channel and tell me your YouTube name and that you followed me. And then you'll be in the drawing for the POSFF mug, Joel mug, okay? So it's still going on. If you've already subscribed to me and you didn't know that, go do the good things so that you could be in the drawing, okay? Doctor, did you have questions for Ghost of Christian Past?
I do. I actually okay, so I was never a Christian, right? Like I was raised an Orthodox Jew.
Okay.
But here's something that has always bothered me with Christianity. They believe that the serpent is Satan.
Yeah.
But in the story in Genesis, how is the serpent? The serpent is punished to crawl upon its belly for all of eternity to be stepped on. But later on, he mystically turns into a deity, a fallen angel. So it goes from being punished as a serpent for all of eternity to be, stepped on, whatever, to a deity afterwards that represents all hellfire.
Do you? I'm so sorry. Do you have like a reference for that? Because that's not how I understood it at all. I thought that God created Satan, and I guess the way that my Christian brain always wrapped itself around this was that it was Satan in disguise. Like Satan had basically possessed it, right? But I didn't realize that like the snake became a deity later.
Well, I've just heard so many Christians claim that it was Satan as a snake, but nowhere in the First Testament does Satan exist outside of Job.
Right. And that's a
No, I feel
problem
that.
too with the whole Satan is the snake in the garden, because one, it literally says in the scripture that he is the most cunning creature that God ever created. So therefore, he's not Satan, because Satan is not a creature. Okay. Two, in Job, Satan is up walking around. What were you doing? I was walking to and fro. So he's not the snake. But what he's talking about goes about him being like a deity that fell is from the book of Enoch, when he takes a third of the angels with him and stuff. So that's not in every Bible. That's gonna, it's not gonna be in a Protestant Bible. There's
No,
Enoch.
it's just something that I've heard, going in and out of
They
lives.
do say that all the time.
And I've never studied I was never like a Christian, so I didn't really. Oh, that's hot. Look how
It is
hot it is.
The snake is like a pimp in here. I swear, I'm not joking. Wait, let me show you the snake. Let me show you. It's funny. Look,
Doctor, I do want to.
Oh, wait.
Oh no!
See that, dude? That's the snake.
I forgot how creepy it looked.
That's amazingly awesome. But I mean, that's one of the things. And then the second thing is just something as someone like you're far more deconstructed than I am. Like my logical mind, like myself knows, like I don't believe that there is a God. I don't. But I catch myself praying still in certain situations. I'll catch myself going, oh my God, don't let that happen. Oh, like I will still catch myself 20 years later after leaving my religion, still doing those things. And I don't know we're all kind of conditioned to Abrahamic beliefs and thoughts, as we grow up. Just being in the United States, we have that sort of conditioning. All of our holidays, all of our calendar, like it's all surrounding this religion. I realize that, but like it's so hard to let that final little piece in your, I guess, subconscious go.
Yeah, maybe. Although I guess that I just kind of started looking at it as talking to myself, because really that's what
That's
it
what
is.
we're doing.
It's just talking to yourself. And I started having just full-blown conversations and asking myself questions about like, well, what could I do? How do I make this situation better? What do I want to do about blank, And just like
keeping the feeling of it, because it's the feeling that I'm going for. It's the feeling of security. It's the feeling of feeling like something out there is looking after you. And it's you. It's you.
Yeah.
You are looking out for you, and it's incredible because you're doing a great job. I mean, look at you. You're living an amazing life and helping traumatized kids. And I didn't even know you, but dude, I followed you so fast. Like, it's you, and you have everything that you need already. It's just, and honestly, if you want to call yourself God, more power to you, you know? Like if you want to say, oh my God, what do I do? And then answer the question, same effect.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how it works. But I just think it's funny that after all these years, like it's something that I've never been able to stop.
Sure.
And like I don't know. It's odd to me, and I didn't know if like anybody else who had deconstructed still catches themselves doing that.
There's a lot of people I talk to who say that they do that all the time, doctor. They will actually, still catch themselves praying for him to help him find their car keys and stuff. You know what I mean? So yes, there are people who still, and they're like, why do I keep doing that? I don't know. I think that it's comforting,
Yes.
It feels less lonely when you're in a time of need or something, to feel that there is something out there to talk to. I personally like to talk to the alien, and they're out there and they're advanced. They have listening devices that can tune in right to me and
I love that so much.
So I will go outside and I will talk up to the sky and say, yo, I'm here. You guys want to come and get me? Because I'd like to see your planet, and here's what's going on. And, if you got any, magical devices that can help me out, could you, send them my way type of thing. But I don't pray to the God anymore. I have caught myself saying, like, please, please, please on something, but to nobody in particular. It's, you know what I mean? That crown
Dear
was
aliens,
perfect
thank you for
reset.
Doug.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, Phoenix.
That
Oh
one
my
works
gosh.
for me because, my husband is Doug. So when they say stuff like that in my chat, it's extra funny because Doug is not just a rock to me. He's actually the name of my husband.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So yes, aliens, thank you for Doug.
Yes, aliens. All thanks for Doug. I'm going to try that next time, actually, Crystal. I'm going to go talk to aliens. I saw a video of a girl going out and talking to a tree, too. So, that's always an option.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in a relationship.
Thinkers. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Crystal. It's your life.
Thinker was saying that she talked to a picture of her father and her mother-in-law and father-in-law who had passed because she was having problems with her son. And she doesn't pray anymore, but she just wanted some guidance because he was hanging around somebody who was not a good person, and she knew it. She saw the red flags, and she was like, he's going to get him in trouble, and I don't know what to do. I need some help here, I need some guidance. And that night, the kid was arrested on murder charges and has been locked up ever since. So now her son is on a totally different path, almost an overnight change. It did something for him or whatever. Now, she doesn't believe that her ancestors actually did anything, but it was comforting for her to look at those pictures and talk to them and go to the people she would have gone to for guidance had they still been here,
Yeah.
And I think that's cool too.
Like sometimes I just find myself dealing with my 15-year-old, if there is a universe or something, please, intercede or, because as a parent, you find yourself sometimes at this helpless point where you feel helpless or you feel, because you're beyond, they reach an age and you're like, I'm doing everything I can, but, at this point, there's no more I can do. There's nothing else I have left to give. And so you find yourself like at the end of that rope where you're just begging, anything to change or help or intercede or, enter his 15-year-old brain and please do something. So
it's really funny too how people assume that you have much more power over your children than you actually do. I shared a story one time on here about how one of my children came to me in high school and she just told me, I can't do it anymore. I can't take public high school. I didn't know that something at the time when she was telling me this, that something traumatic had happened to her at the high school. She hadn't shared that with me, but I did also realize that high school isn't like when I was growing up, that it can be much harder. It can be much more, there's much more bullying. You can't leave the bullying when you go home like you could when I was a kid, because it continues online for these children. And so it's different. I heard what she had to say. And so we tried online schooling, and that didn't work for her either. And she came to me in tears. She felt like she was a failure and that she was failing me and that I would be disappointed in her. And I just feel that each person is different, and everything that works for one person is not going to work for everybody. And just because we all go to high school and we all graduate, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to be able to go to high school and graduate. And that is not a moral issue, right? There's no moral good or bad there. It's morally neutral of what's behind there. And you see, it's not, there's not a moral thing there. I never went to college. I finished high school by the skin of my nose, but I finished high school. But, it was just so hard for her. So, I told her, get your GED. So she did, and she's doing great. And then after I shared this story in my comments, I told you, I like to look back through them later. There's comments saying, well, I would have pushed her anyway. Yeah, and she and I have talked about that. She's darn near 30 now. And she said, if you had pushed me, it would have ruined our entire relationship. I couldn't do it. And you pushing me wasn't going to make it happen. It would have just put resentment between me and you. Mm-hmm. And you know what? On the other hand, I have a son who went to MIT. He has 3 degrees from MIT. And that son said to me, I wish you would have pushed me harder in high school. And I said, what are you talking about? How could I have pushed you harder? Like, you literally went to MIT. Obviously, I was doing the best I can there. But again, if I had pushed you harder, then you were already pushing yourself, because he was pushing himself. He was one of those. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that would have caused resentment. He was like, you're right. It would have. Like, I don't know why I said that. Like, if you would have started pushing me, I think I would have hated school and I wouldn't have kept doing the things I was doing, So there's only so much we could do as a parent, because once you cross a certain line, it just becomes butting heads. It just becomes, you're not listening. You're not, this is about you, Mom, and not about me. And, and it becomes a totally different conversation. These are individual human beings with individual identities and individual goals for what they want out of life, individual capabilities, individual thought processes. And we can't just take those over just because we have a title that says mom or dad or parent. It's not a magic. It's not a magic wand just because you have the title.
Right.
Well, thank you, Crystal. It does make me feel better. Even like, I didn't finish high school, but I have I went to FSU eventually, and I have my Psych D, and but even as a psychologist, like, I can't be a psychologist to my own children. It's weird, but I can't do it. Like, even though there's certain things I know better, and you would think I would know and do and, be this parent that just is so emotionally intelligent and raise these super emotionally intelligent children. It's hard, like you can't, you have to separate your job from, you do the best you can, but like, it's still not perfect. There's no instruction book. And, yeah. So, I mean, I feel better that other people that deconstructed still find themselves in that moment where you're still reaching out to something that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
Yep. I always hear that song in my head. I'm just praying to God that I don't believe in.
Oh, I love that song.
Me too.
I have that stuck in my head the rest of the day now.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm good at earworms.
I don't know that I said thank you, but okay.
I said thank you. Thank you, Crystal. I needed that one.
Doctor, I don't know if you have a couple more minutes. I believe that Nick came up to try to help answer your first question. If you were able to take a minute to repeat that.
I got summoned.
I may have been like, hey, you could probably help with this.
She sent the Nick signal. That's what happened. By the way, DR, it's been a long time. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I got, I'm a cancer patient, and I ended up with pneumonia at the end of January, and I was in the hospital from January to March. And even when I came home from the hospital, I was on oxygen, and so I couldn't. It was so funny. I'm not strong enough to lift the oxygen machine, even though they gave me the lightest one. So I couldn't get down the stairs. I was trapped on the second floor for 3 weeks after that. So it was a healing process. What happened was I got sick 2 days after I had chemotherapy. So, I got the flu 2 days after they, gave me chemotherapy. So it just went downhill so quick.
I'm sorry. That's a lot to go through at once.
Yeah, so I'm just now starting to get back on my feet. I'm a little person. I'm only 5'3", and I'm lucky if I'm 130 pounds on a good day. I'm always trying to gain weight, eating candy bars and whatever I can find to, small amounts of food that have large caloric intake.
Yeah.
But, so my question was about the serpent in the beginning and how Christians constantly will throw out, it was Satan in the beginning, but how could it have been Satan if the serpent was, punished for all eternity to crawl upon its belly, and then later on Satan going to and fro all willy-nilly, and Job, doing his, whatever he wants. And then Christians took it a step further and then turned him into, a fallen angel that has dominion over the earth.
Yeah, blame the church. So the passage that they hold on to comes out of Revelation, and the words are that age-old serpent. So what the church did is they got Christians believing that it meant the serpent at the beginning of the story. However, in Judaism, they don't believe in a supreme evil being. They don't believe in Satan. They have a Hasatan, which is completely
He's Jewish.
Oh, you're Jewish. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't need to explain that part too. That's where they conflated that idea. Is they took that one little excerpt, tiny itty bitty, out of Revelation and said, "Yep, that's the same serpent from the beginning of the story."
Oh.
Yeah.
I always wondered, where did they get this from? I'm I don't understand how they're connecting, because it wouldn't even make logical sense. I mean, even if you did time order, it doesn't make logical sense, because he gets punished as a serpent to crawl on his belly for all eternity, and then he magically turns into a
person.
I mean, it doesn't go in logical order.
No. No, it doesn't.
Every
it doesn't.
depiction I've ever seen of the garden, he's already a snake and already on his belly. Like,
yeah, because Christians
what did he
don't
look
know how
like
to read
before?
the book.
Well, they don't even know how many legs the snake would have potentially had. So they're worried about reality. I don't know.
Could have been a giant centipede for all we know. Who knows?
Right.
But yeah, it's really hard to get them out of that mindset that this creature in the beginning was more than just a snake. You know, because it's been that's how they keep people in the pews. Hell, Satan, biblical end of days. You know, all the fear. And that's why
they also don't realize how many cultures had a serpent in their creation story and how common it was in that time and era and area of the world to use the serpent in your creation story. They don't bother to look into any historicity of the text. They don't look into any historicity of surrounding religions and people groups. And so, you know, actually they're encouraged not to. Do not educate yourself on anything that might make you realize that the bullshit we're telling you is not true.
You don't want to fall away. It could be the worst thing to happen. But then when you do fall away, you were never a real Christian in the first place. So make that make sense.
Right. And I think that comes from the whole part of it is the lean not on thy own understanding, which they got completely wrong there. But they've been taught since the very beginning, like the dawning of the church, that the priests are the authority and what they say goes. And with the whole to speak to, you know, the leader of the church to get your answers, you're not supposed to talk to anybody else. You're not supposed to read scholarly works unless it's, you know, evangelical and backs up the same ideologies as the church. The mind manipulation tactics are wild. Like the church fathers, they knew what they were doing. They knew how to set up this religion, so it was just
Well, doesn't it go back to being like a war tactic, like used to colonize? Like originally to take control and get control of people is what that's what I've understood.
Pretty much unite everybody underneath one God, one belief system. That's where the original one world religion thought process came from. Nowadays, you know, it's more used in terms of conspiracy theories, but that's literally everything that the conspiracy theorists are screaming about already happened centuries back.
Right.
But yeah, it's a battle. It's an everyday battle for all of us.
It's just such a I always find like Christians to be it's just an odd. It seems so forceful in every way. Like I know there's over 47,000 denominations and they can't agree with anyone around them. They can't agree with themselves. And as much as like, you know, I totally implore everyone should get to do whatever they want, right? Like I don't want to become the Christian by, you know, hating on the Christian. Like take over, you know, but at the same time, it's like they don't see what they're doing to the people around them and the harm that they actually cause.
I actually find talking to Christians every day that many of them just don't give a shit.
So Anna, at the beginning of Christianity, there was no such thing as pastors. You had we're talking after the big split, but basically at the beginning you had the Orthodox or you had the Catholics, and the Roman Catholics. Then eventually you had the Anglican Catholics. So pastors didn't come until later. And that is what I'm talking about, Anna. Like The Bible literally was not meant for everybody to read. It was meant for the heads of the church to read to people. The common folk, were never supposed to be able to get our hands on this book and study it for ourselves. So that's what I'm talking about, Anna.
Which is why it just seems like such a control tactic, just to like it's always been used to see, at least in my view, and what I've understood and what I've discovered. I've never seen a time that it has ever been used for good. It's always been used for control, and we're literally watching it take control again and unfold and cause harm and tell people what they can and cannot do.
Mm-hmm. It's a very sick cycle, and we're literally reliving everything our ancestors did, and that's wild. It's a wild time to be alive right now.
It's crazy right now.
It is. Did anybody else have any questions for Ghost of Christian Past? And also, if you're in the comments and you have a question for Ghost of Christian Past, you can just ask in the comments if you're too shy to come up. But the guest box is open, and you're more than welcome to come up because pretty soon we're going to start everybody Divine or Decline. So also, if you want to play Divine or Decline, you can come up and join us up on the panel to play that as well. So
if you want to do a sword drill, come up
Yes!
now. Please, it's been so long.
What is a sword drill?
It's a race. It's a race.
Watch how fast she does this. I'm going to give her a verse, okay? And watch how fast she finds it. Hang on, let me find one for you. I'm going to pick a random one. Okay, Psalm 28:2.
Please.
Wait, say it again.
Sorry.
Psalm 28:2.
Psalm 28, verse 2.
Yep, watch. Go.
Got it. Listen to the
Oh
sound
my
of my
God.
pleading when I cry to you for help, when I lift up my hands towards your holy sanctuary.
Oh, you would kick my
so
ass
fast.
at sword drills.
Yeah,
Nick,
I would be.
I need to see this. I need it, Nick.
Even I'm not that good. Damn. Okay, hold on. Let me grab my
This is
Bible.
all my childhood got me. This is all my childhood got me. Okay, look, I'm so good at freaking finding the Bible verse.
Would you say that if you had to pick one thing out of being a Christian that's the most positive, it would be this?
Oh yes. Oh, 100%.
Okay, I'm going to find
Okay,
something harder.
I've
Okay,
got my
Obadiah 4:1. No, sorry, I don't know that there's a 4.
Well, Obadiah, what?
I read Obadiah
Hold on.
verse 20. Obadiah verse 20.
Shit.
There's only one chapter.
The exiles of the
No, wait,
Israelites.
say go. She didn't say go.
I didn't say go.
Oh, I thought you. Okay, sorry.
That's my fault. That's my fault. I'll do a different one.
I had it. God damn it. Okay. Next one.
Also, I'm not
Okay.
convinced that Nick isn't cheating because we can't see what you're doing.
Do
Yeah,
you
I
have
need to see
tabs
your
on your
camera.
Bible, Nick? Nick, do you have tabs on your Bible?
Yes, I have tabs on my Bible.
That's
what are you
cheating.
talking about?
That's cheating. No, yes, look at this. Look at this.
Dads.
Okay, are you guys ready? Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have to trust Nick because she doesn't have her camera on.
All right.
I want Haggai 2:11. Go.
Got it.
Shit.
This is what the Lord of Hosts says. Ask the priests for a ruling.
I almost had
Wow.
it. Even
How did
was
it
So
make it?
fast.
faster than me.
She's so fast. That's why I don't do sword drills with her because I don't even know where the New Testament is. You know what I'm saying?
If I hold one hand behind my back, will you do one?
Oh my God. Okay, I'll do one, and you guys can see how
I'm gonna
poorly
hold
I
it
am
like
at this.
this. We're not cheating.
Okay. Okay, I do have tabs, but some of them have fallen off, just so you know, they're not
that's
good.
okay.
Okay?
That's
So, okay. All right. Tell us when, you guys, and then tell us when to go.
Nick, you got one?
Ezekiel 5:20.
Ezekiel 5:20.
And
Crystal! She didn't say go. Oh, wait, I forgot. She didn't say go. Okay, I'm sorry. I put it back.
okay, Ezekiel 5:20 and go.
She didn't
Shoot.
take the book off of her head.
Got it.
quickly, y'all.
I was so close. I was at 4.
Ezekiel 5 doesn't have 20 verses. It only has 17. I will send famine and dangerous animals against you. They will leave you childless.
It's true.
She was just throwing a trick
That
question.
was a trick, wasn't it?
That was just me coming up with. Okay, we'll do one more. I'll actually open up my Bible. So there's. Okay.
I just want to point out that during that first one, Ghost didn't even take the book off of her head quickly. Like, it was very casual and like.
Okay, I don't need to feel worse about myself.
No,
Liz.
I'm just
Thank
saying
you.
the audacity. The audacity.
All right.
Okay.
Psalms 40, verse 10, and go.
10, 9, 8.
God, I was
did
just
not
there.
hide your
Literally, look.
righteousness in my heart.
Just go there.
That is amazing. That is absolutely
She's so good.
One-handed,
So
man.
So good.
I haven't tried a one-handed sword drill before. I'm glad that worked. I was a little bit nervous.
You
Thank
didn't
you
show.
guys. That was so fun.
How did you get so good at this?
I've been doing
Just a lot
them
of
since.
practice?
Okay, no, listen. Ever since I was like in kindergarten. Actually, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I was in kindergarten, and my entire education was so biblically based. You guys have got to see this. Hold on. I have to get off the bed.
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
start
put you down right here.
practicing, you
Hold
guys.
on. I
I'm
can't
gonna
hear
be
you.
practicing.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
That's okay. I'm just gonna keep saying it, even though she can't hear. I'm gonna start practicing, and then one day just show up on her live and just kick her out.
We got to start strategizing. She can't hear us right now, so like we gotta start doing some practices on our own offline. You know.
Grana noticed I did not use the tabs. I was trying to be like a good girl and not use the tabs. Thank you for the heart music, you guys. I also have a gift goal, if you can, and also I'm looking for more subbies. If you haven't subscribed, it's like $2.50 right now.
I had
Go subscribe.
Genealogy. Okay, no, it's not in here. I thought it was. Okay, hold on. I can hear you again.
Okay, shh, everybody, don't talk about her anymore. She's back. She can hear us.
Oh damn.
She can hear her.
Okay. No, my entire schooling was just so full of Bible. Like I have a craft book somewhere of like the creation story and the Jesus story and what have you. And before kindergarten, I had all of my books of the Bible memorized. My mom had little finger hand motions that went along with all of them. And I think it was just truly that sword drills were a part of my schooling. When I was like in 3rd or 4th grade, I don't remember, for a long time, my mom had a sword drill book that had all these references in it, and she would time me and write down the time that I got them at, and like we would just keep going back through the book, and the goal was to beat my own time. So I was sword drilling myself.
Thank you, Tahir.
Oh, Tahir, I got a subscription. Thank you, W. But yeah, no, I think it's just practice. It's just years and years and years of. That's all I did. That's all I did.
All I'm hearing is that you don't want to tell your secrets. That's all I'm hearing.
That's so funny.
What you're actually hearing is don't be jealous because it's indoctrination. That's the secret.
Yeah.
Indoctrination.
Well, you know what? That is the secret. It's really the secret ingredient in so many things.
Yes, you guys, if you're a subscriber, check out the stickers. I'm going to be making new ones because some of those are horrible and I need to make them better. So I will be doing that. Oh my God, Dagda, thank you so much. But don't forget, if you just received a subscription, you can join my Discord and we're going to, we have a special channel in there for the Divine and Decline game that we're about to play. It's everybody's favorite game. I hope you guys are going to stay up and play it with Ghost, Tahir, or Dagda, or CSS Father. If you want to come up and play Divine or Decline with us, just put a request in. Here's how we play the game, okay? I am going to read to you a verse. And you have to tell me if it's divine or decline. It is only divine if it is from the Bible and it is not paraphrased. The Bible I use is the New American Standard. It's a horrible version of the Bible, but it is copyright free. So that way I am legally protected while I do this on here. The Quran is also copyright free, and the Book of Mormon from 1803 or 1830, my dyslexia can't remember right now. It's mathlexia. I actually have mathlexia, not dyslexia, sorry. Is also copyright free. So I use those versions. I also make up bullshit, and you have to decide, is it divine? Or is it from one of those other books, or did Crystal make it up? Okay? There are no points. Points don't matter. But maybe one day we will make points and we'll have a leaderboard and we could do all that. We'll talk about that on my Discord and you guys can let me know what you think, okay? So here we go. Everybody play at home. If you're on YouTube, you better be playing too. Make sure you put your answers in the comments. And no cheating out there, okay? All right, ready?
I'm just going to say you all have a leg up on me on this.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Me too, man.
Don't worry. Bash and Thinker played in my chat some wrong, so it's not as easy as people think. I'm kind of a trickster.
I've definitely gotten some wrong in the comments before.
What's going on? Hello?
Benny!
Hey, Benny!
Hey!
Hey! You missed the whole thing.
It's my favorite Benny!
I know, May. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Ghosty, I like keep missing you, and it's like hurting me, like physically, because I feel like we really connected during the winter time, and then Joyful just needed so much help. He's like freaking, and Crystal too. I mean, like. It's just every single day.
We're needy little bastards.
Yeah, they're so needy, and I had to take a break. And
now I know who I need to have talks with. But
yes,
no, I would really appreciate some help if you have some time.
I got time.
I need stuff, and I need to get it done.
Anyways,
let's play Divine or Decline because I have to get ready for work in 20 minutes.
Oh, hey, Liz.
Okay, here we go.
Liz, can you message me on Discord? Thank you, bye.
Never.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you, bye.
You're going to stay up and play the game.
I'm staying up, yeah,
Play the game, play the game. Okay.
Hey, Vlad. Okay, you guys, here we go. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding.
Decline. I don't like it. Well, wait, knowledge and is it from John? That sounds like it might be from John. I turn it around to divine.
Dagda?
Divine.
I'm just going to go down the row. Okay. Nick?
Can you say it one more time?
For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding.
Divine.
Doctor?
Decline.
Liz?
I always gaslight myself on these. I'm also going to go decline.
And Ghost?
I'm pretty sure it's Divine.
That is divine. That is from Proverbs 2:6.
Yes.
Okay.
The wisdom
Crystal
thing.
loves Proverbs, by the way.
Yeah,
they're fun.
Just call me. And Okay, and we did travel in the wilderness with our tents, and we did pitch our tents wheresoever we came to.
I know there was some tent pitching.
There was.
Decline. I don't like it.
Okay, Dagda,
Just to be on the off ball, I'm going to say divine.
Nick,
Decline.
Doctor,
As much as I want to say divine, I want to say decline.
Liz.
I'm gonna go decline.
Decline for me as well. Decline.
That is decline. That's First Nephi 16:13 from the Book of Mormon.
Best I've ever done.
Okay, he who builds his house on the sand shall surely see it fall with a great crash. Benny?
Wait. Can I just say that this is really reminding me of the wise man built his house upon the rock, the house upon the rock.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, keep going.
I'll say divine.
Dagda?
Decline.
Nick?
Decline.
Doctor?
Decline.
Liz?
Oh hell. Divine.
Ghost?
I'm gonna say divine just because it reminded me of the song.
It is subby wave. I need 2 more subbies
Lock it in.
the next 2 minutes.
Can I bank it? Can I bank the money? Is this
Yeah,
like
you can
the-
bank. You can
Should I
bank.
bank? All right, I'm banking.
Okay. Number 4. And it came to pass that they were stirred up in anger against their enemy. Benny?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Can I phone a friend?
Who are they?
Who are they?
Who are they?
I'm not telling you who they are. Actually, the word is there, but I'm not telling you.
There. Oh, okay. Can you read it one more time? Sorry.
Yes, and it came to pass that they were stirred up in anger against their enemy.
Divine.
Okay, Dagda?
Decline.
Okay, Nick?
Divine.
Doctor?
I'm going to go with divine.
Liz?
Divine. I feel like I've read this.
Okay, Ghost?
I feel decline on this one, and I'm so sorry, my
I'm
dog.
going to reread it. I'm going to reread it for chat. And it came to pass that they were stirred up in anger against their enemy, was what I said, but the actual verse reads, and it came to pass that the Lamanites were stirred up in anger against the Nephites. That is decline. It's from the Book of Mormon, Alma 24:1. Okay.
This is the best I've ever done. I usually miss them in the chat.
You're doing great.
It's the Bible hat, y'all. Actually, it's because the Bible is giving me the information through osmosis.
Right now, I have a perfect score, just so you guys know. I haven't missed any since I've ever played.
Where's the
regular.
mute?
I
Where's
banked
the mute
though,
host
so.
button?
Mute host button.
That was uncalled for, Crystal. And also, Ghost, I totally think Ghost is cheating because that's clearly being absorbed. It's not fair.
It's true.
It's not fair.
Light the righteous. I'm sorry, not light. Don't light, okay? Let the righteous be silent, for even their voices cannot stir the will of the wicked.
Wait, one more time?
Let the righteous be silent, for even their voices cannot stir the will of the wicked.
Well, geez, if it's divine, then nobody freaking follows that little tidbit.
Right?
I wish that was in the Bible. That would make my life so much easier when I'm
Yeah.
talking to Christians.
I'm gonna just say, like, just off principle, I'm gonna say decline.
Okay, Dagda?
Yeah, that's a decline.
Nick?
Decline.
Doctor?
Decline.
Liz?
Y'all, I'm looking at Crystal's face. I'm going to say divine.
Crystal, where's your poker face?
Oh, she's got a
This
poker
is my
face.
poker
This
face.
is my poker face. I'm gonna say decline, but I wish it was divine. And if it is, I need the reference ASAP.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
I need it so bad.
That's divine.
What?
I just play with you. I just play with you. It's decline.
I was so excited too. I was like, "Oh my god, I want the reference right now! Give it to me! Quickest sword drill ever!" Like, what the fuck?
That was the word. You know what? All the coins that I sent you earlier, I'm going to need you to return those because that was not good.
I just
This
had
is why
to
I can't trust you with this game. I can't trust you.
Okay, and behold, they did humble themselves even in the depths of humility.
I don't like it when they say, like, when it's they, you know, like this. I feel like it's more somebody specific humbled himself.
Okay, Dagda.
Can you repeat that one more time?
And behold, they did humble themselves even in the depths of humility.
Divine.
I probably have cat hair on my face. Nick?
Decline.
Doctor?
Divine.
Liz?
Divine.
Ghost?
I'm so conflicted right now. Decline.
It is decline. That's from the Book of Mormon, Mosiah 4:11. If I'm saying that right.
Mosiah?
Mosiah. Mosiah?
Usually,
Mosiah?
I literally can only think of the Book of Mormon song now that's like playing in my head on repeat constantly. That's ever since anyone that says the Book of Mormon, that's exactly what happens in my head.
That's
Wait,
so
what
funny.
is the Book of Mormon song, Benny?
No, that was Doctor.
No, that was
Doctor.
Doctor.
What is
Oh,
I
I'm
The
so
Book
sorry.
of Mormon
the
song from the
soundtrack.
play from the Book of Mormon.
I've actually
I
never
don't
seen
know
it.
It's a Broadway
Yeah, I haven't-
show.
It's a Broadway show.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go listen to the soundtrack because I did love the South Park episode and I do sing those songs all the time in my head. Dum, dum,
I
dum,
heard
dum,
if
dum.
you just listen to like the soundtrack, it's pretty much, or like you can probably find the play, like just somebody recorded it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to the soundtrack. I bet it's on.
Yeah,
online.
I heard it's amazing.
All right, I'll listen to it.
Okay. All right. For I delight in loyalty rather than sacrifice, and in the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings.
One more time.
For I delight in loyalty rather than sacrifice, and in knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings.
Ew, that doesn't sound like God talking. I'm going to say decline on that.
That's
Bianca?
a definite divine.
Nick?
Decline.
Doctor?
Decline. He likes all those offerings.
Yeah, he loves
Yeah.
the smell of the burning meat.
Liz?
You do this to me every time. Decline.
And Ghost.
I'm going to decline as well.
That is divine. That's Hosea 6:6.
Oh.
Do you see what I mean?
Dang.
I forgot to bank.
Right.
I didn't bank. I lost everything.
That was my
Okay.
fault. I forgot Hosea existed. My bad.
Okay, the wind speaks no truth, yet it carries the prayers of men to the sky.
Gods.
That has to be divine.
Benny?
Oh gosh. I mean, it's divine, sure.
Dagda?
Decline.
Nick?
Sounds like something that could be out of Psalms. I'll go divine.
That's what I was thinking.
Doctor?
Christians love men, so I'm going to go divine.
Liz?
Decline.
Ghost?
Oh, divine.
I'm going to say it one more time for chat. The wind speaks no truth, yet it carries the prayers of men to the sky.
I mean, it sounds Christian.
It really does.
It does.
It
But
does,
what
but it's
flavor?
not. It's just made up bullshit.
God
Thank you. Thank you so much.
damn it.
Crystal, you should be a poet.
Yeah, seriously. Are you writing all these down, Crystal? You have these all written down, right?
I have them in my iPad, and I think I'm going to start putting some of them over in, like, on my Discord. If you don't have a link to the Discord, send me a DM. I will send you if you're a subscriber or a mod for me. Okay. But come up with their own ones that they want me to use in the game sometime and stuff like that. And I could start pulling from your favorite verses, your favorite surahs, your favorite Book of Mormon, or your favorite made up bullshit. And I could start using them when I go live.
I go to your Discord. I'll just message you. Like, I don't ever know how to get on your Discord. I don't really understand Discord.
Okay, I can help you with that. I'll teach you how to do it. Okay, let's see. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
One more time.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Okay. Their spears into pruning hooks. Sounds like they were battling and then they were setting up for farming. I am wondering, is this a Mormon thing or is this a Bible thing?
Where's Cyber?
Make it up.
Divine.
Okay, Dagda?
This is definitely a divine thing. It's got to do with some of the
Dagda. Just say
Nick?
divine. Divine.
Doctor?
He's about to
I'm going to go with the hint and go with divine.
Okay, Liz?
I don't know what just happened. Divine.
Ghost?
Divine.
It's decline. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. It's divine. That is Isaiah
The way my
2:4.
gut dropped.
It's one of the major messianic prophecies. That's why I was like, Dagda, no.
Yeah.
Nick and I talk about it all the time in
All
our
the
lives because
time.
people love bringing it up. So we just throw it
Yeah,
in
you can't
the
do
every
table
day.
talk, Dagda. You give away too much. Then all the other players can get it right. Okay,
Hey,
final
I'm
one, you guys. Okay, here we go. And they were taught to hate the children of God even from the days of their youth. Benny?
What about, okay, so say it one more time. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. And they were taught to hate the children of God even from the days of their youth.
That's divine.
Dagda?
I'm going to say decline.
Nick?
I'm gonna have to say divine.
Doctor?
Divine.
Liz?
Fine.
Ghost?
I'm conflicted on this one. I'll go divine.
And that is decline. That's from how did we decide to say it? Mosiah, I guess. 10:17 from the Book of Mormon. You guys, that is today's game of divine or decline. How did you do at home? How many of you got all 10 of them right? Put how many you got right in the comments for me. I want to see how you guys did. And how did you guys do on the panel? How'd you guys do?
Was I supposed to be keeping track?
I think it was a
I don't know.
50-50.
I was just like some people do, some people don't. I was just wondering, like,
3 right.
I was doing really well there at the beginning, and then at the end, it teetered off.
how did you guys do on YouTube, Jag? How did you do? How'd you guys do with their burns? All right, listen, you
about the
guys.
same.
it's come to the end of the show, but first I want to know, Ghost, when are you going live next?
Oh, tomorrow morning. We'll be on for...
At what time do you go live?
Coffee chats in the morning, probably about 8:30. Be on again Thursday morning at about 7:30. If I work in the evening, I can do a longer live. If I work a double or like during the day, then I end up doing a quickie, like 1.5 hour live. But it's really just like we come in and chat about whatever comes up, and we have a good time just all together because we deserve community too.
Absolutely. You guys, if you're not following Ghost of Christian Past, you should do so right now, right there. And I just want to thank you so much for being my guest today. I hope that we could do this again in a few months, get back together, see what's new, play the game again. So hopefully we could do that. Liz, what are you up to today? Where are you going to be hanging out?
Well, I am going to be hanging out with my girlfriend. I don't know if you know her, but her name is Nick Graves.
No.
And
The Nick Graves?
The Nick
Nick
Graves.
Graves. Oh my God.
The very one.
Lucky you.
The infamous.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, infamous.
Because we will be going live after this.
Okay.
Yay.
So do you want to go start it up, Nick, and then we could raid you?
Sure. Yeah, I can
Okay.
do that.
Why don't you do that?
Liz is famous adjacent. Did I hear that is wild.
Famous adjacent.
Everybody follow Nick. Follow Nick. And if you don't get to follow her, follow me. That way you can come and find us when she goes live.
Yeah.
And you guys, the good doctor doesn't do lives himself, but he's up on panels when he's feeling good and can. So if you aren't following the good doctor, you should do so right now. He is an amazing person. He has taught me so much because I think I was going down the road of being anti-theist until I met him. So he's really softened my heart up a little bit there.
Yeah, it's always, every time I see the doctor on, I am so happy, and I love coming up and being on a panel with you.
Oh, I love you guys too. I really do. I'm back to full speed and back to all my mom like responsibilities, and like my children are happy because they come home and their rooms are clean again. You know, that magical thing that happened.
Yeah.
And dinner's made. You know, when I couldn't make dinner, they were like, Daddy just makes hot dogs.
That's what we told my mom when she went away once, and she came back, and we were like, Dad just opens beans. And we ate so much beans.
So
Yeah.
I feel that like 120%, like, because like I got this huge surgery. I'm hitting 1 year on my like diagnosis. It's in remission and everything, but I had a huge surgery last June, and I swear it's taken about a year to be like 100% recovered. And it was just this weekend that like I went and visited my mom, and like, I don't know, something about visiting home and stuff put a little bit of life energy in me. I came back and I feel so much better, and like I'm back at kind of like doing things again. So I get that. I get what you mean.
Thank you. And thank you, Crystal. This was fun.
Oh, I'm so glad you joined us today. I really am. Dagda, what are you up to today? Are you going live anytime soon?
I attempted to last night, but my phone died, so I gave up.
Oh. I hate
But
that.
I'm definitely getting back into the swing of things now that my healing has gone back into progress. I don't know
Penny?
why. I do.
Okay, bye, Doctor.
I am going to go. Okay, I am going to go live pretty soon.
Okay.
Probably not today because Nick's going, but yeah.
Dagda is
Got you on the
amazing,
Rainbow
and
Connection.
is a pagan and does amazing, informative lives. And so you definitely should be following Dagda. Benny, will you be joining Joyful tomorrow night? I have physical therapy, so Nick is going to join him for a little while. I'm going to join for the first half hour, then I have to go to physical therapy, and then I'll be back. So are you joining us tomorrow night?
Tomorrow? Wait, today's Wednesday?
I mean, Thursday night. Sorry,
Okay.
Thursday night.
I was like, tomorrow is usually
No, I'm getting my days confused.
/
Yeah.
Justin Day. Yeah. I
Yeah.
will be around, and yeah, I'll try and I think it'll be a good time to come up on Thursday. So yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome. You guys, Benny is the puppet master. He helps so many creators. And we say that with love because he kind of pulls strings that y'all don't even know. You don't even see the strings, okay? And he's over there. He's doing it. He is the one who started the Deconstruction Junction Discord that is almost 3,000 members now. That link is in my bio if you want to join. It's for people deconstructing from harmful religions. Atheists, pagans, witches are all welcome. If you're Christian and you are deconstructing, or Jewish or Muslim, you're welcome too. But it is for people deconstructing. So it's not for coming over and trying to convert people. Okay, it won't work, and you'll be kicked out. So don't do that. Anyway, I will be live tomorrow at 3 p.m. with Black Atheist Rants. I don't know if you guys have met him, but he is amazing. If you haven't, go follow him right now, Black Atheist Rants. And his music is amazing. It is atheist rap music. It is so good. It's on YouTube if you want to check out his music. But I implore you guys to come join us tomorrow to get to know this amazing atheist man who, by the way, Joyful's a little jealous because he's been trying to get him on our show for like months. And then I got him on my show first.
Okay, so I was just thinking about this. I think I have a different analogy to include yourself. So I'm like the Wizard of Oz. I'm just like some simp behind a curtain pulling levers. And you're kind of like the Wicked Witch, like doing all the work. / Glenda.
Am I Elphaba though, or the Wicked Witch? I'm Elphaba, right?
Elphaba
You're
for
telling
sure.
me I'm Elphaba.
Yeah. Well, like the cool one. I don't know. The one doing all the work.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take
Elphaba for sure.
Well, I
That's a
try to help as
compliment.
much as I can because Benny gets Benny does a lot. And so I try whatever I can to do all the little stuff so he doesn't have to deal with that, because he does big stuff that I can't deal with. So I try to do all the little stuff for him, like answer questions, reroute somebody in the Discord, or teach somebody how to use OBS a little or whatever, because he's got his hands full with bigger issues than that.
Oh, so maybe you and I should chat about OBS.
No,
then.
I got time. I got time for you, Ghosty.
Benny's like, no, Ghosty.
Well, like because of the help that Crystal's been giving me, I now have time to do that. So
Nice. Okay. And honestly,
Nick
thank you
is having
guys.
issues starting the live.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here's the thing, Liz. Can you let us know if she gets it started? I could talk for a few more minutes. If you have to go, Ghost, I understand. I know that you got to get to work or whatever.
Yeah.
But I can talk with Dagda Benny for a few to give Liz a minute to get set up over there.
A great time. And yes, let's do it again. That would be so much fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys, everybody who came into chat and gave gifts. I don't think I've ever had over 1,000 on a panel before, so that was crazy. Don't forget to follow this account because this is the real account now. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I have to go tend a bar. Love you.
All right, bye.
I miss
Ghost.
when I
Have a
used to
great
tend
day.
Hey, you work at my favorite place.
I went out. Seth and I went out and had a drink, non-alcohol, and it was fun, and we had a good time, and it was cool. So
Where did you go?
I do just
I mean,
wanna
don't tell me exactly where you went,
express-
but what kind of a place did you go?
Oh, like a G bar.
Oh, really? Did
Yeah.
it have good music? Any cuties?
There were some cuties. There was like it was a happening night, happening. And then we tried to go to the like club, but it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and they were like, there was cops standing outside, and they're like, nobody's allowed in now. It's like, okay, well, last time I heard, clubs were open till 2.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah.
You know what? That is so funny because you just made me have a weird little memory. When I got married in Colorado at the Garden of the Gods. And
I know where that is. Yep.
I'm really bad at remembering the little town, but there's a little town not far away from there that has a casino, like a little mountainous town. I don't remember.
My brother's going there this weekend.
Really?
It's like Black Crow or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
It's over
where we
by
decided
Idaho
to go
Springs. That's
we
right by
decided
where
to go
I
there
live. Or
and
Hey
get
guys,
like
you have
a
yourselves a good one. I'm off to
Okay, Dagda.
see Nick now. And
Okay,
D-Strong,
we'll be out-
if you're down there, go find Nick Graves and come in there and actually talk like a real person instead of chirping in the chat trying to convert those that are already left the fucking faith. Instead of being a child, come on, pull up your Armstrongs and let's go.
Yes, D Strong, go see Nick Graves. She's live right now, and she'd love to have you up to talk to her. Anyway, we went there for our wedding night. We didn't really have a honeymoon, and I didn't know, at least at the time. Remember, I'm old, so this is 1995. Okay.
Hey, pause.
So it's a
Hold on.
long
So
time ago.
This was your anniversary? What time of the year is your anniversary?
October. So it'll be
October?
30 years this year.
So okay, weird random thing. So I have a cabin out very close to Black Hawk, like not even like a fort. You can.
I would love that. That would be so fun. Oh my God, I would love that.
Like if you want, like we can also be up there. So we have it's more than 2. So
That would be so fun. Let's do that. Okay, so we go up there, and I didn't know. And like I said, this might have changed, but back then I didn't know this. I was used to bars closing at 2. I grew up in California. All the bars closed at 2.
Not casinos.
Right? So yeah, that was really weird to me that at midnight they're like, nope, closed, and I'm like, what? What? This is my wedding night. What are you talking about closed? Because in California, Nevada, casinos are open all night, and you can drink all night in a casino.
In Missouri, I think it's open till like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was really weird to me. It was very strange. So that was a little bummer on my wedding night, but we were pretty buzzed already, so we really didn't need any more. We were walking around in my wedding dress and his like suit, and people were buying us drinks everywhere and letting us gamble and stuff. It was fun.
Tell Doug, because October is usually around the time we go our last time to go close up the place.
Okay.
So we usually try and stay up there like a week at a time. So
Our anniversary is October 7th too, so it's at the beginning of October. So that would be so fun. Oh my God.
Yeah, wouldn't that
we
be
will
cool?
totally have to do this. Yes, I'm going to talk to Doug today about it. That would be awesome. Hey, Algo, how are you?
Oh, not too
Susan,
bad.
I love that you're from California too, Susan.
Did I ever tell you I lived out in Cali for 4 years?
No, whereabouts?
San Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to come up here and say, hey, Benny, since we both live in the same town, is this invite out to the cabin extended to me too?
Yes. I mean, like, honestly, I'm trying to work out something here. I need to get like a little bit of like a really cheap for friends and family, like Airbnb, but it's not really going to be Airbnb. It's all going to be just people and me talking. But like, I'm thinking like $100 or $200 for like a week stay. If anybody wants to stay out there and you're a friend, that way, yeah, like it really can only sleep about like 2 like couples comfortably, but it's best with just like one couple like in there. But like 2 couples is pretty great. But
And then you said how much?
like 100 to 200. I got to figure that out for like a week, just because my brothers are dropping out. They wanted to sell the place. I said, no, we're not selling it. Seth and I will take it over. And my parents are, they're just going to split it with us. And then we're just trying to get some money back, so we can keep it without having to sell it.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's reasonable. 100 or 200 for a week.
Yeah.
Let me know. Keep me in the loop.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it'll probably be like something I'll like put out in the Discord because yeah.
Look
Very
at
cool.
Denise.
All right.
I'm bunking
really
with
all I
Seth
had.
and Benny.
Okay.
That's cool. That's really all I had. Everybody be well. I'm dropping.
All right.
All right, Algo, thanks for coming up. You guys, we are going to go over and raid Nick Graves. So go in and into Nick Graves Live and say Crystal and Benny love you. That's what you should say when you go in there. Because Mezzo said that to me one day when I was live with Sam. And it just felt so good to have it say, Mezzo loves Crystal and Sam. It just felt good. So I want to say that to Nick. You guys, thank you for all the likes, the shares, the gifts, and the support. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, right here again. First of all, tomorrow is Wednesday, so I'll be live first with Non-Believers Bible Study at 11 a.m. We're in Exodus around chapter 20, but I don't remember exactly. I think it's 21 to be exact, but I'm not positive. I'll have to look at that. But we're in Exodus. So if you want to join us for Non-Believers Bible Study tomorrow, where we take a look at the historicity, the actual Hebrew translation, and the rabbinic teachings of the Old Testament, join us Pacific time. I'll be live with Black Atheist Rants for Decon Q&A with CrystalJae once again. So join me tomorrow. Benny, thank you for coming up. I love you so much.